Hello everybody, welcome back to the weekend stream. Hope everybody is doing well. Can you hear me okay? I had some kind of weird network blip right when the stream went live. Does 12 a.m. count as the morning? Well, I guess it depends on if you are still up or if you are getting up. Let's see, we got Magus, we got Maldaroth, we got Reef, we got Caladran. Welcome everybody. You hear a Karn, that is good. That is a good step, I have to say. Good sign. Let me just make sure that I see everything live on YouTube. Yep, okay. Yeah, just weird network drop, or like right when the counter hit 0. That was crazy. Yeah, so just the elephant in the room here. I did have surgery a few days ago. It wasn't minor. I had my gallbladder removed. I'm doing better. I'm recovering. But I do feel like I had my guts rearranged, and that things are still like healing, because that's exactly what happened, and that is exactly what's still happening. Not that I'm usually bouncing off the walls or anything, but I'm probably not going to be bringing the same kind of energy and heat. We'll see. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to make it the full 3 hours, but I'm going to play it by ear. Should be okay, but you just never know. Hope it's a speedy recovery. Yes, thank you very much. So far, so good. That first night was really rough, but after that, I was able to sleep a little more. I've got my appetite back yesterday. I think it's going to be downhill from here, but we will see. Oh yeah, farting is unbelievable. Burping, farting, it's really, you know, causing a drag on just the quality of life of both me and my wife. It's disgusting, but hopefully that gets better too. More breaks if you need them. Yeah, sure. Should be okay. I don't know. I've been working on the warrior build guide as I had time off work, and I've been able to kind of sit down and relax a little bit, but I haven't been actually talking much. Had a breathing tube in for the anesthesia, so I'm not sure if the throat's gonna hold up with all the talking, but we'll see. We'll see. I think I'll be okay. I think I'm gonna be all right, but if I'm just a little off, that's why. All right, so let's get into the news here. Not really a whole lot to talk about, at least on my end. If you have any, you know, mild news stories you want to talk about, nothing too spicy. My lack of gallbladder can't really handle it. But the Cassandra, which used to be the Anoana, this is Enirim's overhaul for alchemy, has been officially delayed. His current work project is ending up at the end of the year, so he needs to spend his time finding a new project to work on for the next year, and that's taking his priority. But he kind of feels like he's going to have something out either around the turn of the new year or slightly after. So, you sound good. Never would have known if you didn't mention it. Okay, that's good. I just didn't. If I'm taking like a bunch of breaks and like doubling over in pain or whatever, which I shouldn't, but. Yeah. Convenient excuse for your weirdness. There you go. There you go. I also got pain pills, the good stuff. So I'm not on them right now. I've been taking them to help me sleep, but haven't needed them throughout the day, which is good. Which can add to the weirdness, I would say, but I don't have that excuse because I am not on them currently. So yeah, this is gonna get. This was supposed to come out in November. November came and went. We didn't see anything. At the very last day of November, he sent this out saying, "You know what? I'm busy with work. This is gonna have to wait." So hopefully we see something in the next month or so. In the meantime, there are about a bajillion different builds in Enirim that we can work on and play. So I don't think anybody's really worried about it, and everybody's been super supportive. So that's good. Catch up on chat here. And this was the only news story I had. Is the alchemy overhaul going to be added to the Enirim collection after it's done? You're talking about the Nexus collection? Probably. It should work fairly well. I think this was supposed to go with the Futhark stuff, which was the Valraven, and then the Standing Stone and racial overhauls. I'm blanking on what those are called. Actually, I have notes here because I do want to do a modding profile and do some builds on those too. Futhark was Manaz for the integrated races and Freyr for the Standing Stones. And there's a patch for Winter Sun for that. And then Valraven was the replacement for Wildcat there that was the combat overhaul. A little bit more lightweight, but is supposed to go with those. So yeah, I'm excited to try those out. I think this was supposed to be for that, but this is going to be more of just a complete, just kind of full overhaul type thing now that's going to go with Ordinator and all the rest of that. Andromeda is the complete overhaul. I was thinking of Freyr was the Futhark one. Just woke up. What did I miss? Oh, nothing. Just a PSA that I'm recovering from some surgery earlier in the week, so I'm probably going to be a little off, but I should be okay. Yep. So yeah, that was the only news story I had for today. This is delayed, but we're hopefully going to see it in the next month or two. Mod showcases. If you all have some mods you want to take a look at, let me know. We'll take a look at them. First up is one from our own Magus here. He ported a bunch of weapons over from Enderal and put them into the SE Nexus so that we could all download those. Some very cool looking pieces here. Some short swords. It kind of looks like a sting looking thing there, but maybe less ornate. Lots of cool stuff here. And a lot of these are just like, visual overhauls, weapon and armor is, but in my experience, if you're really trying to go for like a unique character concept in Skyrim, just getting your look right is a big part of it, right? And you're gonna have more enjoyment with a character that you like the way it looks and has a unique identity in Skyrim than just, your random barbarian or your random bard or whatever, I also put it to LE for folks who still play that version too. Awesome, dude. A lot of people neglect that, but there's still a lot of people on LE because of hardware limitations or whatever. So I'm going to post that in there. That should pop up any second now. There it is. So some very cool pieces in here. Some of these look kind of familiar, like they're reusing meshes that I've seen from other mods or whatever, but still very unique, good-looking stuff. Enderal knocks it out of the park with its weapons and armor. So, yeah. Some really good stuff here. And this will give you all kinds of cool options. Absolutely. And Magus does a good job with the descriptions and everything. So everything you need to know right on the front page. How about that? Good stuff. Thank you for that, Magus. And then the next one that I saw here, the Chevalier's armor set. This one looks more like a vanilla mashup with some custom flair on the textures. Good for like a knight or even like a warrior type build. As you can see, just a lot of vanilla models and textures, but mashed up in different ways with different tassets, maybe some different robes here and there. A different tabard maybe for like a paladin type. And it even works with the beast races, as you can see. And it looks really good. The materials, at least the cloth parts of them, look really high quality. And I would imagine if these are using or reusing the vanilla mesh or the vanilla texture locations, that you're going to get improvements from like a Midian Born or the Zapio retextures for the plate armor as well. So that will all look better depending on the texture overhauls that you're using. And a lot of different options for this. So if you're doing a heavy paladin, knight, or warrior type build, this one could be a good one for you. Looks like it works with both sexes, all races, all the good stuff. Ireshot, good morning. Good morning to you too. And back to work, no problem. Go cook something good, huh? Ireshot's a chef, by the way. So, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain quality. Yeah, okay, I'm having some dropped frames here. 26, yeah, a lot of dropped frames. Let me know if you're having trouble maintaining the stream. I don't know what else I can do. I think just my ISP is going a little wonky for me here. But yeah, otherwise I'm going to keep going like nothing's happening. Let me just make sure. Do a quick speed test. Got some buffering. Having some trouble. Yeah, all right. Let me see if it's my ISP or if it's YouTube's ingest servers. It's not bad though, just degraded quality. All right. I'm on a really old ISP plan. I think I can get better, at least download. I'm not sure about upload. Upload's always been like an issue here. No, upload's looking good. Starts and stops. Man, that sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just going to have to power through it. There's really not anything I can do. I could try a different ingest server, but that would mean restarting the stream. It looks like it's leveling out now, so hopefully that's the end of it. I hope. No, there it goes again. Holy hell. Gotta love technology, right? I'm worth it. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. So yeah, Chevalier's, I think I put that in the chat already, didn't I? Yep, that one caught my eye, looked pretty good. What's the next one? Last one here, Elemental Dash. Okay, this one never really hit the hot mods, at least that I saw. But this is kind of a cool gameplay flavor type thing. You're gonna get a spell that is an Elemental Dash that gets you charging probably through enemies, causing damage. And you have one for each element. You got a Shock Dash, a Frost Dash, and a Fire Dash. And you can use it to engage or escape combat. Leave a fiery explosion at your starting position, dealing fire damage to nearby enemies, and propel yourself in a blazing surge. Surround yourself with flames as you scorch a path through your foes, combining devastating offense with swift mobility. So this is cool. You get a big explosion, creating a burst of cold energy at your starting position that chills and slows your enemies. Dash forward. So it looks like everything here is from your starting position. But still kind of a cool little fun gameplay item to add to your repertoire, I suppose. If you have like a spell sword or a night blade or something, this could be a lot of fun to play with. You could even like base an entire build around this if you could get the damage amplified up enough. So that could be fun. I don't know if I'm going to add this one to my list. I do have Forgotten Magic Redone, which adds the Phoenix Strike and things like that that do have you charge in with fires and all that. Oh, geez. These upload issues are really being a butthole, aren't they? Okay, well, if you have any other mods you want to look at, go ahead and paste them or post it in chat. I'll take a look at them. Looking for some Elven style heavy armor. Yeah, that's tough to find usually. The glacial heavy armor set from Immersive Armors is pretty good. That's kind of in the Elven style. It's blue instead of like green, like glass, but it does have kind of that ornate Elven style to it. I can show that once I get into the game here. And then let's move on to the community spotlight here.
Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel.
This is going to be fahluaan. He does some vanilla builds, and he posts some other kinds of content here and there too. But he does post content at a pretty good clip. I've been watching some of his vanilla builds here and there. Even though I play modded most of the time, it's still good to have like a fundamental knowledge of what vanilla builds can do and then build off of that. So I do use his builds quite a bit in that regard. And it looks like his latest video here is just how to get the best look out of your Konaric type build centered around this Konaric mask here. And what's really cool about this is he's using the immortal, the Undying Ghost spell, and then looting the armor off of the Undying Ghost and using that for his Konaric stuff because it has like a very unique look to it. Very cool stuff. Want a high elf paladin character. Looking for some ESO style elven heavy armor. Yeah, that's kind of was missing from the AE alternate armor stuff, right? We did get like light versions of Daedric and Orcish and Dwarven stuff, but we never got like heavy versions of the light stuff, which would have been cool. You might be able to just get ESO armor ripped right from that game, or at least. I'm a bit burned out on Skyrim, but these Lore Rim playthroughs, shout out Ireshot, are really giving me the itch to reinstall. There you go. Lore Rim's like a completely new game. If you're burnt out on Skyrim and you want like a new experience, but you still like Skyrim, you might get what you're looking for out of Lore Rim. Or even just Requiem, a more minimal Requiem based list of your own. It's more of a traditional RPG experience where it's like, okay, now you need to build up your character before you're able to go fight, whereas in like Skyrim, even on legendary difficulty, you're kind of ready to fight at the very beginning. Lore Rim in particular, I watched some build videos on it, and yeah, it's not like that. You don't go fight to level up in order to fight stronger characters. There's a lot of setup for your character outside of combat when you first begin, to get ready to be able to fight at low level. And then from there, eventually you can get overpowered and be able to fight some things. But yeah, it's a different experience for sure. Nope, someone hasn't made an ESO style heavy armor mod. Well, I know that they've ported over the Nord style heavy armor from the ESO trailers and then the Breton Knight light armor as well. James, welcome, buddy. Yeah, sorry again. I'm getting just really crappy ingest server bandwidth right now. My internet is completely fine. I'm getting pretty much my full bandwidth in and out. It's the YouTube ingest servers that are jacked up. Let me check. As such, views or experience buffering. Yeah, we're going to get some buffering. We're going to get some decreased video quality and maybe some audio quality growtiness. I'm just trying to check now to see what my stream settings are. Low latency, normal latency. Yeah, no, stream settings are all what they usually are. I'm just dropping a lot of frames. YouTube ingest servers are terrible. Let me see if there's an alternate ingest server here. Yeah, I'm not seeing much, guys. Sorry, we're just kind of stuck with this. Hopefully, I'm losing about a third of my frames here, which is terrible. Even more than a third of my frames. This is terrible. This is absolutely awful. Sorry, guys. I haven't had this much problem for months. What platform would you recommend for beginning streamers? Probably Twitch. It's a lot easier. Discoverability is a lot easier on Twitch because of how they have their streams organized on the front page. You're gonna have pretty much zero audience to start off with. You got to be comfortable talking to nobody for a while until you build up your audience on either platform. But yeah, Twitch and then YouTube is good for recorded content, and I'm mostly a recorded content channel. That's where I get the vast majority of my views, even though I stream every week. So that's why I stream on YouTube. Chat disconnected for a few seconds. This is terrible, guys. I'm sorry. Let me restart the stream. Maybe that'll help. It usually doesn't, but sometimes it does. All right, I'll be right back, guys. All right, should be back. That was just a quick stopping the stream and restarting it. Let me check this. Okay, looks like we're live again. No problem. Okay. Oh yeah, and now we're getting about 40% dropped frames. That's nice. Okay, we never went offline. Interesting. Okay, maybe it just picked back up. Well, it seems okay now. It dropped about 462 frames and haven't dropped another one since. Okay, so that's it. Let's get into gameplay here. We gotta roll with it. I'm not going to judge you or hold it against you if you can't stay, if the quality's too bad or whatever. That's fine. Wait, you can restart a stream? Yeah, I pretty much just stopped the stream and started it back up again without ever ending the stream. You can stop it without ending it, and that's what I did. Does not appear to have helped anyway, because I am still dropping tons of frames with bad upload speed. Mr. Haster, welcome, sir. Hope you're doing well. And I think I said hi to James, but hello anyway. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so we are back with the Triumvirate Cleric, and we're going through the Vigilant quest line here. YouTube must have also had surgery. Yeah, something a little more invasive than gallbladder removal, I guess. They were probably the worst frames anyway, indeed. Nobody wanted those frames. Actually, I kind of wanted those frames. Give me all the frames. Okay, so here we are in the Riften Ratway, and we are looking for a Khajiit who was trying to summon, either summoned or tried to summon a Daedra. So Altano has us combing the depths of the Ratway, looking for this Khajiit, trying to stop him, figuring out what he did, what he's trying to do, all of that. But of course, we're gonna have to fight our way through a bunch of lowlives and stuff before we ever even get there.
Time to end this little game.
Gonna cast Consecrated Ground, which does a huge area of effect. It'll give us holy and fire damage to whoever enters the area here. Oh. Got to get my hotkeys all figured out again here. So this is Aura of Might. This is going to allow anybody within a certain vicinity to do increased attack damage, including myself. And then when I let go of it, it does fire and holy damage to any enemies within a small radius as well. Oh, he is kicking my butt. He is kicking my butt. Where are my friends? The cleric really lives and dies by his companions. He is not really a frontline warrior, even though he does. He does have a melee weapon and heavy armor. Jesus, this guy is tough. Fight Lucian. Thank you. Lucian is insisting on the range stuff. Why he keeps coming over here. Okay. Running low on mana. Use the opportunity to get some restoration training. Why not? Let's see. We do need some mana, though. It doesn't look like I have anything hotkeyed. Excuse me.
I'm trying to end this little game. No, not like this.
Seems like my Imperial Summon is doing a good job over there. I hope, I think. Maybe not. Am I going to need to resummon her? Don't see her anywhere. Nope, there she is. I see a red dot. I don't see an accompanying dude, though. There he is. I see him. You gonna go down and get him? Come on, guys.
I can just stand up.
We also have to get Draven's bow down here. That's what that quest marker is there. The Vagrant, I should be able to get him out with one or two swipes from the mace here.
Found you.
Did you find me?
Who dares disturb my rest?
That would be me, but I'll let you take the anger out on the Vagrant. How about that? Okay, let's start up at the beginning, make sure we loot everything we need to loot. What is the Ancient Emperor thingy? The Ancient Emperor thingy. Spirit Guardian? Someone made an improved Ebony Spell Knight armor. Ooh, interesting. Remind me next time we take a quick break from gameplay. I'll go take a look at that. We already missed the mod showcase a little bit. But we can look at it later. The Spirit Guardian is it's a summon from the Triumvirate Cleric, if that's what you're asking about this thing. The Spirit Guardian is a summon, but it's an illusion spell, which makes it very unique. A lot of Triumvirate spells are unique like that in certain ways. Like the Warlock summons, I believe, are self-cast, so you can hook them up to Okado's Recital. And things like that. Just archetypal spells like summons and, you know, destruction spells and stuff that have very unique properties to them. And this one, being an illusion spell, makes it unique, so you don't actually have to have conjuration, which makes it compatible with some Winter Sun deities that don't like you to do conjuration. Will almost abandon you right out if you summon a Daedra. This one also allows you to trade with them so that you can equip them appropriately. And this one has bare feet because I have not run into a heavy armored pair of boots yet that I can put on them. We just dill the bitrate. It's very choppy. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. There's not really anything I can do about it. It's getting bad again. Yeah, no, it's not your end, Mac. I mean, you might have some issues on your end too, especially if you have some weather, if you're doing satellite internet or whatever. But no, I'm definitely having problems here. It's not really my problem. It's YouTube's problem. I just did a speed check and everything's peachy as far as my ISP goes. I'm getting about 20% of what I should be getting as far as my upload speed goes, going into the YouTube ingest servers. I thought only Dunmer have Ancestor Guardian. Yeah, this is Triumvirate Cleric spell. The Ancestral Guardian that you get from Dunmer is actually both vanilla, and you can get it in Imperious as well. It's just it's a better version in Imperious. Okay, starting over from the beginning so I can loot everything that I need to loot here. Make sure that I get Draven's bow for him on the way out. Now, the main reason we're here is to investigate the reports of Daedra summoning. Jeez. I was going to ask if this voids some of those Winter Sun deity requirements, but you answered it before I could type it down. Awesome, yeah. No, definitely it does. And also, if you're playing something like a bard or a knight that you're trying to be strict about the class, it will have access to illusion spells, but not conjuration spells. This is a good way to get another minion to follow you around, another meat shield, as it were. Or ectoplasm shield, in this case, since it's a spirit and not corporeal. Crafting materials are good. We are still leveling smithing as part of our main class here. There's a storm here too in UK called Storm Dara wind. Storm Dara, wind at 90 miles per hour plus heavy rain, so that's nice. Yeah. Just all sunshine over here where I'm from. It's been in the 80s all week pretty much. 80s Fahrenheit, which is unseasonably warm. We're breaking records pretty much every day here for how warm our weather is, but at least it's been nice. Gives me an idea for a bard cleric hybrid. Yeah, buddy. A lot of these triumvirate spells, they do enable hybrid builds quite well. So if you haven't looked into them all, I would highly suggest it. Triumvirate's one of my favorites. Not like one of the classic Skyrim overhaul mods, but again, it's something that enables builds in many very unique ways that other mods don't. So for that, it's like, it's always going to be in my load order. Love Triumvirate. Down here in Florida, it's been 50 to 70 degrees in Freedom units. Nice. Yeah, cooler there than it is here. Of course, you have more humidity there, which warms things up a little bit too. Okay, here's the Khajiit that we needed to find. Let's make sure our consecrated ground is ready to go. In fact, I might precast that. Now, I know I can go around without having to pick a lock here, but I do like having the lock-picking training.
Knife, yes. Book, yes. Bucket, yes. Inkpot,
Giovanni is looking
Let's
for
talk to him
Campanella.
first. Just make
His
sure we don't want to have to kill
precious
somebody
Campanella. Where is she?
that we don't have to. You performed a Daedra summoning ritual, am I right?
Giovanni tried. Giovanni tried with sweet skooma and liver of a skeever. But nothing happened. Giovanni did what the glowing woman told him, and nothing happened. Why?
Campana Ra. Alright, he keeps mentioning this Khajiit named Campana Ra. What are you talking about?
Giovanni noticed. Giovanni
Probably a lot of
is
skooma
very
going on here.
smart. The liver of a skeever was not good enough. Giovanni noticed, but perhaps the liver in front of him is good. Good enough. Giovanni says so. Campanella will also say so.
You are not welcome.
Ooh, he is doing damage with those fists, man.
Do something.
Fight.
Okay, so he was talking about leaving a sacrifice. He tried to leave a skeever, and he noticed that that didn't work. So now he's trying to sacrifice us instead. Oh. I don't... Okay, this has to be a cutscene. This has to be a vigilant cutscene, right? Interesting. Hey, Lucian's here. I don't know that that's supposed to happen, but...
Giovanni. Giovanni.
Campana Ra.
Wake up, Giovanni.
Giovanni. Okay, so we're
is
supposed to be
more.
Giovanni. This is like an Erender thing, right? Where you're getting a flashback from somebody else's point of view. Alright, Campana Ra, this one is awake.
This one made your favorite tomato soup
It's
today.
scripted, don't worry, okay.
It will get cold if you do not eat it quickly.
Tomato soup, huh? Might be a little too acidic for my... What the hell? Burnt corpse. What the hell is going on in there? More burnt corpses? That's kind of spooky.
Today's soup is delicious. This one is sure you will like it.
How do you jump from skeever to human as... Yeah, that's a big jump. Like small incremental changes, nothing big. Jeet is merely jesting.
Enough. Soup is getting cold.
Okay. Ah, another one on the shelf here too. Burnt corpses everywhere. Kinda nasty.
Pretty pelt. Such a pretty pelt. So very, very
Oh, is that Campana Ra?
pretty.
Okay. Yeah, so that's Campana Ra. Marceau skinned her. Which, what's his name? The guy that we're being, loved this other woman. And Marceau skinned her.
Campanella would not look at Marceau. But Marceau wants to look at
Vigilant has some
Campanella.
dark themes. Yeah, it sure does. Giovanni will never forgive you, Marceau.
Jealous, Giovanni? Jealousy makes one ugly. Marceau used to be ugly, but no more. Campanella is with him now. Goodbye, Giovanni. Marceau and Campanella are going on a journey. With Campanella, Marceau will not be cold, even in wintry Skyrim.
Okay, that's pretty fucked up. Oh, and who is this? This doesn't look good. Okay, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to be attacking though, so...
Take this.
That's good. Don't know if this is a bug or if this is supposed to happen, but this seems to be what was possessing Giovanni. This is the Daedric entity, maybe? That's causing all these hallucinations and whatnot.
Ow, ow, ow!
Okay, so now we have a quest update. We need to find Marceau, get Campanara's
Somebody help!
pelt, and then bring it back to Giovanni, or at least Giovanni's corpse, I'm guessing. Oh, really? We're doing this now? Okay. Oh, whoops. Gotta get my hotkeys right. I've been playing the warrior a lot. I'm very close to having my warrior build guide completely written, the script for it anyway. I'm hoping to have the rest of that written by the end of this weekend.
Such an abrupt end to our game.
And then I can start recording the voiceover for it and everything. Just a few things that I need to get hammered out in gameplay, but really for the most part I'm there. Red cat ring. Unarmed strikes do 50 additional. That's why he was doing so much damage. Crap.
Ow!
A bit of grim is good. Yes, indeed. You guessed that completely right. Okay, good. We're talking about Molag Bal here, so all is possible. Are we dealing with Molag here? I've never played this before, so this is all new to me. I'm just putting it together as I go. Alright, so sounds like Giovanni here was possessed by an evil Daedric spirit. We released him from that spirit. Now we need to let his own spirit rest by settling his unfinished business. Alright, so let's get out of here. We might have to talk to Altano on the way out. What time is it? 11:04 a.m. Good. We might have to talk to Altano on the way out. That's fine. We need to find out where Marceau is. I don't know that we know that yet. What the hell is going on up there? Is Marceau here? Maybe we don't have to go find him. Maybe he'll find us. Yep, that's Marceau. Okay, so this is gonna be easier than I thought. Let's yeah, we got our brigade with us here.
Campanera is warm. Marceau is happy. Very happy.
Marceau, right? You have something that doesn't belong to you. Return Campanara now.
No! Khajiit will never do this! Marceau and Campanera are finally together! Why do you disturb us? Marceau hates you! You smell like jealousy, like Giovanni! Marceau hates Giovanni!
Ooh, that took a chunk. Will you guys fight him, please? What are you even doing? Lucian, get in there. There you go. Baptism by fire over here, huh? Fire and smite. There we go. We got a red cat ring before, now we got a black cat ring. Double sneak attack damage with one-handed weapons. Okay, we're not going to be using that, but interesting nonetheless. Light armor grants 25% more armor. Probably not going to be using that either, but we can sell that off. And here is Campanara's pelt. Okay, that's worth a pretty penny too. Alright, let's see if we can put these two poor souls to rest, finally. Some pretty good storytelling here, especially for a mod that doesn't add a lot to the world space. I'm actually really enjoying it. I also like how obfuscated the story is. It's kind of like a Souls, and I know that this mod was heavily inspired by Souls-like games like Dark Souls. And the Dark Souls games are very well known for their obfuscated dark storylines and things like that that you actually have to work to find. And I like that it's not super obvious, how you kind of have to put the pieces together here. And of course, being grim dark fantasy really scratches that itch for a lot of people too, that maybe don't want to take the full dive into a Souls-like game, because those are very hard and there are accessibility issues with that game as far as how hard it is and to actually play through that game and get the story. Skyrim is nowhere near that difficult. Where is Campanera? Oh, there it is. In miscellaneous, I just missed it. Okay. No crazy effects or anything, but that should dispel things. As a cleric, we've been working quite a bit with the vigilance of Stendarr. Righting some wrongs. They are very black and white, however. I don't know if Cassius here, as a cleric of the 9, would be so black and white. Probably. Usually these very zealous religious types are very black and white in how they view things. So he probably would be as well. I just would have to do a little more research on the rest of the 9 to see if the strict dogma that the vigilance of Stendarr are conflicting with any of the other tenets of the other 9 divines. Because even though they preach mercy and all that, they really have none for any kind of shades of gray. Good people doing bad things, right? Good people doing bad things to do good things are just bad people doing bad things all the time, right? So, we'll see how that goes. Well, worshipping the 9, lore-wise, grants power from all their spheres and probably some insight as well, okay? Kill the heretic. I think this was created a bit after Dark End, of course, by a different author. Interesting. Not with Molag himself. Think the divines Daedra cannot enter Mundus in their true form, but they can exert their power over mortals. Yeah. Hikaru Yamamoto, welcome. I'm not sure I recognize your name. Sorry if you've been in before, but welcome aboard if not. Grim is next step from Dark, yeah.
Almost threw 2 of them into the well last night.
It's more than dark. It's more than a bit grim. It's severely dark. Indeed it is. And also the Vigil is the iron hand of the Inquisition, so yeah, they're fanatics pretty much. Indeed.
Fun time is over.
I sorted out that matter with the Khajiit, defeated his Daedra too.
Indeed. I'm glad to have such an excellent partner. Let's return to Stendarr's beacon. Perhaps the summoner's been caught already.
Stendarr's beacon. Okay, back to Stendarr's beacon. Talk to Jacob. There's another summoner there, and it's been too long since I played this. I don't remember what other summoner there was, but we shall find out. We're 3 quests away from unlocking our Colovian Star ability, which will, it is a once-a-day power that will completely refill both our stamina and our magicka, and it will fortify those attributes by the amount that was recovered. So that will be very useful for a hybrid spell sword type build like this one. I want to see some more grim dark in my Elder Scrolls. Indeed, yeah. I hope Elder Scrolls 6 does a little bit more of it. They definitely get there with the with a lot of the Daedric quests, even though the Daedric quests in Skyrim are watered down maybe compared to previous games in terms of how dark they went, but the Dark Brotherhood definitely fulfills more of a dark fantasy, typically. They don't really pull any punches there, and haven't for a while. The horrors of the Daedra and those who fight them, yeah. I would be in favor of the Elder Scrolls 6 really diving into the darkness of the Daedric princes in some of those quests for the next game. When we're playing that in our retirement ages, you know. Ooh, it's bright. Okay, so we need to get back to Stendarr's Beacon, which is a little bit of a hike. I might just go ahead and fast travel there, to be honest. I made this trip a few times now off stream, so it's probably pretty safe at this point. And, well, I don't know. Before we leave Riften, though, we do have time. Let's try to sell off some stuff that we looted, and we'll stop by, what is it, Barley Dark Farm? Merryfair Farm. To get Draven's bow back to him. I could see Molag Bal having his own version of the Demon Kulaba.
I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away.
I am not familiar with what the Demon Kulaba is. But I sure will be educated soon, I think.
Let's see if we can't find an outfit that suits you.
Sure. Necromancer Hood of Magicka. I might be able to... Okay. Might be able to disenchant that. I'm not sure yet.
Remember to tell all
Okay,
your
let's hit
friends
up
about
the
my store. The location may...
Mistvale Palace here. A flesh crafted puppet of chaos. Flesh crafted puppet of chaos. That sounds pretty gnarly. It's Warhammer 40k and is considered one of the grossest things in the world. Nice.
Make love like a saber cat, or crush your enemies to dust like a giant.
The Triumvirate Warlock dips into that a little bit with the Leviathan.
I'm looking for a necklace. Do you have anything with
You also
gold?
have things like the Abominations and stuff from the Blizzard universes. But you know, Warhammer 40k being Warhammer, it's just going to take the grossness up to the next level. It gives zero fucks.
Yes?
Okay, Miss Vale.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones over here.
Which purpose is to give birth to skinless super soldier. That is nastickety. Nastickety. Okay, Wylandria's back here.
Unmid my suite. Are we still meeting later for...
Magicka regeneration, we can definitely use that.
Of course. Your training isn't complete yet.
I'll look forward to it then.
Ooh, we're gonna do some training sessions, huh?
Did we have an appointment? No. Was it
Got some
delivery?
Elf on Nord action
remember.
happening later on.
Huh. I had you figured for a mage.
How does Brynjolf know what Sabercat's mating would look like? Well, one could imagine, right? It's probably a very vivid picture. Double sneak attack. I couldn't disenchant this. And we're not going the sneak route anytime soon, so I guess we could just sell this off. Although I'm not getting much for it. Yeah, not gonna need it. Unarmed strikes, not using that either. Ring of Virulence. That's another FMR thing for something that we aren't using. But that's gonna put us over... Ooh, look at this. Perfect. 108 septums. That taps her out without having to leave any money on the table. Perfect. Lil Vixie, welcome. Good morning for another 6 minutes. At least where we're at in the world anyway. And I think at the turn of the hour here, I'm going to take a break. I just need to get up and walk around a little bit. Make sure things don't tighten up on me too much. Try to get a little bit of a snack. I did get my appetite back yesterday, which is nice. It means that the metabolism's kicked back on and the healing is happening.
Buying and selling fine jewelry here. Rare trinkets.
Matt Spears, welcome. Again, for all those people who are just coming in, YouTube's having some issues with its ingest servers. My ISP is just fine, but we're getting some buffering and some quality dips and things like that. I can't really do anything about it. I'm sorry. I wish I could.
Sadly, I haven't sold enough of my own jewelry.
Looking to protect yourself?
Is he hammering metal with his fist? That guy's pretty hardcore. Crafting materials we're going to keep. The hunting knife I don't need. Okay.
If you need any more smithing,
one more stop at a general goods vendor and we should be good to go.
I'm certain Bercy would be happy to lend you a few septims.
Much appreciated,
Crush
Lady
your enemies to
Tifa,
dust
but
like a
I'll
giant.
manage.
Only a mere 20 gold coins, and all this could be yours.
Can I interest you in some fine goods from Morrowind?
Maybe. Let's see what you got. Silver helmet. The silver armor here from I have a Fourth Unknown silver armor set, but that's gonna take a few more perks to be able to craft that. But that will look really good for a paladin. But in the meantime, the silver set from the AE pack, the Creation Club stuff, might go pretty well. This one I can find. It's not enchanted, but I can find a full set of it. The quest is kicked off by reading a letter in the Bannered Mare Inn in Whiterun. So I'm not going to buy that just yet. Might be better than the Regal Paladin stuff that I'm wearing. Might not be. This is pretty good armor. I'm keeping the amulets of the 9 divines on me just in case I need them at some point. I might just wear the Mara amulet. Ton of potions here too. Is there anything that I don't need? Probably not. Fortified block I don't need. Fortified barter I can use at some point, I'm sure. Damage, magicka regen, probably don't need that. Frenzy poison, don't need that. All the rest of this stuff is useful. I just got to make sure I use it, right? Defender, no blocking, stamina poison, don't need that. Oh, skooma we don't need any either. Let's get rid of that. All the animal trash, don't need that either. Okay.
Keep your eyes to the road.
There was a recipe here that will give me some good stuff. Very good, very good. And let's put the Mara amulet on so that we get reduced cost of our restoration spells. Okay. So let's just head over to Merryfair Farm, give Draven back his bow, and then we'll head to Stendar's Beacon. Brian Zerks, welcome aboard. Let's see, do you have a link with your gameplay mods? I've been lurking for months. Appreciate your content. Hope you get to feeling better. Hey, no problem. It's all the Anirim stuff. Pretty much is what I base all my gameplay stuff on. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I would just say anything by Anai Sion, the full stuff, the Ordinator, Apocalypse, Wildcat, Andromeda are the big ones that I use. Imperious, not the Vanilla Plus stuff. And then for spell packs, I have things like FMR and Arcanum, although I haven't really dipped into the Arcanum stuff too much. I do want to make some builds off of those. Zim's immersive artifacts. I don't have a list available right now because it changes a lot. And I think ModWatch has been broken for quite some time, so I usually have a ModWatch link in the description, but that's not working now anyway. How are we doing on Septims? We're doing pretty well on Septims. And I need to level up, but I need to take my training as well. It's following us. Let's go ahead and take the ingredients that we get from Akari here. So the Rare Curios pack, the Creation Club mod called Rare Curios that you get for free with the AE update, does add a bunch of new alchemy ingredients. These are all very powerful. Grab them all whenever you see them. They include ingredients that also have crafting effects on them, and you can get sometimes at a 100% increased effect magnitude as well. Not always 100%, sometimes up to 100%, but definitely stronger than anything that you can get from regular vendors, so keep that in mind.
So, has my bow turned up yet?
It has.
That's it. You found it. I don't know how you got it back, and I don't want to know. Frankly, I don't even care. I'm just so glad to see
Infinite
it
Oni, welcome back. Oh, Infinite Oni, you have the same, is that just Matt Spears? You have the same icon as Matt Spears. What is the quest mod you're working on now? The quest mod I am using, I'm working on Vigilant right now. This is a new one for me. It's been around for a long time, but it's kind of inspired by Dark Souls type stuff. A lot of good boss fights in it. Having a lot of fun. The quest line's pretty good. It's not really hand-holdy. It's a lot of just dialogue, not a whole lot of journal entries, so you have to pay attention to what people are saying. Doesn't always give you quest markers either, so yeah, again, you have to really pay attention.
The woodlands here remind me of home. Ah, Cyrodiil.
Yep, Vigilant. It's been around for a while. You probably have heard of it if you haven't actually even played it yet. Okay, I am going to do a quick save here. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to stretch out a little bit, maybe get a little snack, get some food in me, maybe some ibuprofen, and maybe a hoodie or something. Getting a little cold right underneath the fan. So yeah, I'll be back very soon, and I'll see you when I get there. All right. I don't know if you all can hear me. Looks like, yeah, my internet just completely went wonky on me. I had to reset my router. Looks like we might be back now, though. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay, we got Magus. Can see Zims. Yeah, okay, cool. And I'm assuming you can hear me because I can see my mic meter going. All right. Hope nobody thought I died or something. All good. Hopefully now, though, yeah, no, I'm getting like 60% dropped frames. That's great. Yeah, my internet is boogered up. Not good. Let's see. So it might have been my ISP the whole time, but my speed tests were all looking good. Getting a lot of dropped frames still. Load is shot. That's not good. The bandwidth still should be plenty for what I'm pushing, which is 1080p 30. Shouldn't need any more than 6 or 7 megabits per second up on that. YouTube here, for what it's worth, is solid. Okay. That person in the window, though, not Karn. It's other Karn. He's a Dremora. Uh-oh. Okay. So, yeah, let me see if I can get a live chat back here. Still like 60 for... Yeah, this is terrible, guys. I don't know what's going on. Sending megabits are good. That's not anywhere close to what I'm getting on. Well, okay, yeah, it looks like it's picking up at least a little bit on OBS here. All right. Well, this might actually be playable, but oh, geez, 63% dropped frames. That's crazy. That's awful. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep doing this, guys. I mean, health-wise, I'm holding up. Someone over there jacking your net and watching porn. Or uploading porn. Like a cam girl or something in the neighborhood. Shit, I don't know. Yeah, guys, this is no good. Well, all right, let's do this. I am getting at least you know, upwards of 5 or 6 megabits up, which should be plenty for what I'm trying to do, but when it's just the sheer amount of dropped frames is bad. So, okay. Oh yeah, real shitty. Yeah, let me get the chat popped out here. If that's even possible. Hey, Silent Echo. Having some extreme technical difficulties here with YouTube. Yeah, no, my upload speeds were better, but I was getting upload speeds of 25 megabits per second earlier, but I was still getting a lot of dropped frames. So it wasn't the upload speeds all the time, but yeah, I might be having some issues with my ISP here after all. Let's do another speed test. All your videos are having issues loading? Not just mine? Oh yeah, my upload speeds are good now. But I'm still dropping all kinds of frames. All kinds of frames. So this is stable. This is good. This is way more than I actually need. But yeah, here's, be ready for the weird mirror image here, but, this is my OBS setup here. I still haven't gotten chat to come back live. Oh yeah, there we go. Alright, we're good now. But yeah, I'm still getting 64.5% dropped frames here, and it's climbing. So more than half of the frames that I'm pushing up are getting just eaten by YouTube's ingest servers. Everything else is loading for you. Well, if it's loading fine for you, but not for Silent, some are having issues. Okay, so the YouTube servers are all like regional, right? It's not just the same servers for the whole world. Where it seems like they're having regional issues. Whereabout are you right now, Silent? Are you still in Toronto, or are you back home now? I'm in Arizona. I think we've established. Magus is in Pennsylvania. YouTube server issues. Caladran's also having server. Okay. When the ingest gets indigestion, yeah, it's almost like the YouTube had his gallbladder out. I think somebody made that joke already. Sorry if I stole your joke. Ugh. Knoxville, okay. Well, I could just keep going. It's shitty, I know it is, but at this point I can't really do anything else about it. I've reset my modem, done speed tests. The speed tests are coming back good. I'm not having any problems loading things. It's just sending stuff to YouTube's ingest servers for streaming seems to be an issue. And it doesn't seem to be getting any better. Fine here in Florida? Okay. You have fiber internet too. Alright. Well, welcome home, Silent. I hope you had a good business trip. Everything went well. Okay. Let's see what happens. UK has their own YouTube server. It must be American server. It could be, I mean, some of us are fine. But there are still regional servers in just within the US as well. All right, let's head to Stendarr's Beacon. I'm just going to fast travel here. I've been back and forth between Riften and Stendarr's Beacon a few times. I don't want to do the trip again. New character? No, this is the Triumvirate Cleric. Same guy we've played with a couple times during the past couple months. Same dude. No new character yet. We are playing through the Vigilant questline. Well, this isn't good.
Stop. Not a step further.
Let's see. Why did you attack the beacon?
I'm only doing my job. Is that a good enough reason for you?
We sent some vigilance after you and the summoner. What did you do to them? Well, obviously.
Those chasers? They were just trying to get closer. I killed them. They're probably food for trolls somewhere now.
Well, this guy seems like kind of a badass. All right, and if we don't stop, what will you do then?
Then I will cut you down like all the others. If you don't want to die, leave. Leave! I am sure you have someone who waits for your safe return.
Okay, well, this guy doesn't seem to want to kill us, but he definitely will. Looks like he's about to, too. That thing looks pretty wicked. Oh, this guy's tough. I have a feeling he's gonna one-shot me. Ooh. Big shot Altano's taking there. He is tanking a lot for not having any armor. Okay, I need some magicka here. Oh, this is gonna take a while. This guy is really tough. Yeah, something that Skyrim is missing in general that this mod adds back in is these really hugely epic boss fights. Just don't get a lot of them. We, of course, we get Alduin. Some of the dragon fights, especially with certain mods, can be really tough and epic and drawn out. And then, of course, Harkon, Mirak, the main big bosses. They're all pretty good fights. But just like your run-of-the-mill, you know, bandit chiefs and things like that, the, like, area bosses, usually are pretty underwhelming. The Ancestor Guardian is really holding her own over there, though. That's awesome. Cursed Greatsword. This is new. It just has a Soul Trap enchantment on it. Not a ton of damage on it, but I'm not really spec'd for Greatswords anyway. I'll lend you my mace to fight him. Awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, our states are the size of entire countries. Yeah, some of them are. Oh shoot, I'm behind. I thought this was the warrior. I was confused. Yeah, no. That's what I was kind of worried about with the Triumvirate Cleric. Ooh. This armor is pretty sick. Vagrant armor. Not really good for a cleric. If the cleric takes a dark turn, I could use some of this stuff. Wedding ring, huh? Block more damage with your shield. We're not really a block kind of guy. I'm taking all this stuff, though. Letter from Kareen and letter from Lillian. Let's read some of that stuff. Didn't realize you started a cleric. Yeah, you might have missed those. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. I was kind of worried about this getting confused, is because I have two Imperial characters that look very similar. This guy's a little worse for wear. He's his devout worshipping and things like that lead him to kind of neglect his own health and his own needs. So he's a little more gaunt, a little more beaten up, you know, just unrested and things like that, because he lives to serve the Nine and doesn't really take care of himself the way he should. So he does look a little bit different, but he's still got the dark hair. And he still wears that, so he does look very similar to the warrior, and that could cause some confusion. But he is a Triumvirate Cleric, He's gonna come. The build guide's gonna come after probably the thief build guide. So we got warrior coming up next. We have the mage after that, the thief after that, and then the cleric after that. So this is just like, this is a very deep pipeline build right now. Unless this one ends up being done sooner than the other ones. Stream is stabilized somewhat. Yeah, I'm still dropping like 60% of my frames though. It's just probably poor quality. You know, not a lot of blood loss here for how many hits getting in there. Yeah, for sure. What's the order of bandit of strength for bandits? I know it's bandit, bandit outlaw, and then what's next afterwards? Is there one of those stronger bandits, stronger than bandit chief? I don't think there's anything stronger than bandit chief, but you get marauder, I think is like way up there. What else? Don't remember. It might be marauders, the next one under chief. You played about 3 hours of PoE2? Slow start though. Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of the reviews of PoE2. It looks really good. It seems like it's more about like the smaller scale combat. Kind of like a... Get the vigilance stuff here. Kind of like more of an isometric Souls-like, with how slow-paced the fights are and stuff. It's not like Diablo where you get your build all set up and then you just go blast hundreds of enemies per second, right? Like every single fight you have to take seriously, and you have to have your dodges down, you have to have your defense on point, you have to have your resistances ready to go, all of that. All right, I got some shit you need to hold on to, Lucian. Which I think would actually be a pretty cool change of pace coming from Diablo, where it's like the moment-to-moment gameplay, while it's fast and frenetic and explosive, it's like it's not very deep, right? Especially as they make the game easier to make more builds viable for farming and things like that. They kind of lost track of that moment-to-moment gameplay. And PoE seems to be putting it back in there. I am not going to play early access though. I am going to be waiting for full release, which is probably going to happen sometime early next year, and that will kind of give them a little more time to take care of like server issues and everything like that. I actually haven't heard that there have been too many server issues, which is good to hear. But yeah, they'll have all the bugs taken care of, and everything should be good to go for full launch, and I'll probably even wait a month or so after that. Get some backlog games in from this year. Diablo has their dodge roll on cooldown, which is dumb. Yeah, but you don't also want just to be able to dodge roll anytime you want. Even the Dark Souls, or the Souls-like games have it tied to stamina, which limits it in some way. Diablo also does have effects on your gear that allow you to dodge roll several times before it goes on cooldown. I'm playing early access just to get a feel for it. Gotcha. But you also have to buy your way into early access, right? Which I'm not saying it's not worth it. It sounds like it's a great value for, you know, even that $30 buy-in or whatever you gotta pay for. Does top-down games just feel clunky? I don't think Diablo feels clunky. Diablo is very responsive, very quick. It's a good feeling game. I haven't played Path of Exile yet, but not all top-down games are like that. Diablo even has some like bullet hell, like shooting mechanics in it as well. And as long as the servers are working, it's great. It's responsive. It almost feels less clunky than Skyrim, in my opinion. But I haven't played PoE yet. $30? Yeah, it's a $30 buy-in for early access, but it's early access right now. Once it goes full release, it'll be a free-to-play game. So if you don't have a backlog of games and you're really into PoE and you want to support the studio or whatever, yeah, go ahead and buy into early access. But you don't need to spend any money on it at all. just play for free forever and ever, and it's fine. Jacob, what's going on here, buddy?
We were attacked by the summoner. Everyone is dead.
It's not clunky, not as bad as Skyrim's old combat mechanics, yeah.
Again, I'm the only one who survived. The Daedra called her Bull. Such a sinister name. She must be serving Moloch Baal. Her goal can only be the altar underground.
What do you mean? There's an altar under the beacon?
There is an ancient altar of Moloch Baal under the beacon. She's trying to do something terrible. We must stop her.
Shit.
Master Jacob. I'll scout ahead.
Oh, which means he's gonna die. So, it turns out there is an altar to Moloch Baal underneath the beacon. Did they set up the beacon here to protect people from the... Holy shit, what's going on here? It's like somebody got blasted into the wall with something hot. Two things. Oh, the PoE, yeah. You did the buy-in? Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't have any problem with that. As long as the value that you're getting back for your money is good, I usually don't have any problem paying for games. A lot of the PoE guys used to work for Blizzard, yeah. I think the people who founded were Blizzard fans. I don't think they worked for Blizzard, but I'm sure they got a lot of engineers and developers and stuff from Blizzard in the meantime. Vanilla Skyrim for its time isn't bad. Yeah. Vanilla Skyrim, at least it's fast and responsive, right? The old school Demon Souls gameplay and Dark Souls 1 even, it can feel a little, I don't know, clunky, but it's very refined, right? They polished that combat system all the way to hell and back. And it works really well, but it is very, very slow paced. There's a lot of frames of animation after you hit a button. So it doesn't feel quite as responsive as Skyrim does, where you can just kind of hit a button, you get a quick attack whenever. But it does tend to work better than Skyrim, right? At least vanilla Skyrim. A lot of the MCO stuff feels a lot like Souls games, and that you kind of lose a responsive feel for it because it just adds so many frames of animation to things, and there's not like a whole lot of attack canceling, which vanilla Skyrim didn't have either. But if you have a dodge roll mod, you have attack canceling, and it makes everything very responsive. Like I can dodge roll out of an attack. Just feels great. All right, Jacob, what's going on here? You called that woman Baal. Tell me about her.
Moloch Baal must have given her power. Her magicka is immensely powerful, nigh infinite. She looks exactly
That's
like
the thing.
my
Comparing a
dead wife.
13-year-old game with something almost 2025 looks good, but I expect more.
Sure.
$30 not bad. Yeah, $30 is a good price for a game with that much content for sure. Especially when games are going for, like AAA games are going for $70 these days, with like half the amount of content, if even that.
Daedric Prince of
And the graphics
domination
look good
and
on it too.
enslavement.
It doesn't look like a AA like indie game graphics.
vigilance
They
were
look like
corrupted
AAA
by
graphics
him.
on PoE.
I'm one of them.
Like
I
Oblivion to
was dying.
Skyrim is night
He
and day,
appeared
and
to
I'm
me
assuming Souls games, Elden Rings are like that too.
Offered to heal me in exchange
I like that to
for
Skyrim. Well, they can.
my
They're
wife's
different. They're kind of
soul.
like apples and oranges.
And
They're more refined, but
accept
it's hard.
it is my greatest regret.
It's hard to compare.
forget
It
the look
really
in
is.
your eyes.
You're making like you end up making like qualitative assessments on things that are fundamentally different, and you're trying to find which one's better when it's like they're both kind of just their own thing. I tend to prefer things that are faster and more responsive to things that are like smoother less responsive, but maybe more well refined. That's why I've played so many hours of Skyrim compared to like Elden Ring, where Elden Ring is like objectively a better game in a lot of ways to Skyrim. We're talking vanilla to vanilla, right? And like you said, it's kind of not fair to be able to compare games that are 13 years apart. But still, I would probably choose to play vanilla Skyrim over vanilla Elden Ring, even knowing that that Elden Ring experience is probably qualitatively anyway, and some objective levels, the better experience. What am I supposed to do with Jacob here? Just watch over Jacob? Okay, well, I guess I'm following Altano down into the basement. This might be a bad idea.
Begone, Molokpal. I will not yield to you. You're right. I lost to you once.
Valraven is the NI mod. Yeah, some AAA studios are not doing great right now. They've but I think that if you only watch the hate train videos, you're gonna think the AAA space is in a lot worse shape than it actually is. There are some really good AAA games to be played still, doing some good things. It's just, it's overpriced compared to a lot of independent stuff. But definitely things like Ubisoft, EA, a lot of EA studios, even though EA is doing some pretty good stuff right now.
I'm not a monster like you.
I just got done, well, not got done playing, but I'm still in the middle of playing the Dead Space remake, and that's fantastic. Shitty PC ports, but yeah. AAA is just dollars. Yeah, that's all it's ever been. AAA, those ratings.
Please, leave me alone.
Sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to this and respond to chat. The AAA rating is industry invented. It's not something that's ever been meant for consumers or gamers as a means of quality. It's always just been how much money is this going to cost to develop and how much money are we expecting it to make. That's all AAA means. So it is all about money, and it's always all been about money. Does it even matter with it? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. To us, it doesn't matter. If you're a games executive, then yeah. Yeah, Capcom still has AAA stuff out there that is really, really good also. FromSoft, obviously, doing some good AAA stuff. CD Projekt Red, if they can launch in a good state, they'd be great.
Joshua, is that you? I'm glad to see
But
you.
all their stuff tends to
Where
launch
were
in
you
a shitty
hiding?
state, so
Thank you,
we'll see.
Joshua. Your words are kind.
Cyberpunk was part of the problem for
But I
years,
can't
and
stop now.
it since has fixed itself. So I don't think AAA games are going anywhere. There might be less of them. There was a huge bubble that got inflated in the AAA, in the video gaming space in general, during the pandemic, where everybody was home. They weren't at work, so they had nothing else better to do but play games. So people were spending a lot of money, especially with stimulus packages and stuff that came out. They were spending a lot of money on video games, and the video game industry had like its best year ever in 2020, 2021, and 2022. So they started scaling up production to meet that demand, and now they're having to lay people off because now they're inflated, right? Just also with interest rates being so low as they were for a long time, money was just free for decades. And now that interest rates are back up, it costs money to borrow money, which is a novel concept, right? So a lot of companies now are scaling down because of that. They can't expand as fast as they were going to. So of course layoffs are hitting now. It's just, it was always going to happen. I don't think it's that the games industry is dying. It's just correcting.
See you again.
Help Master Jacob, please.
Yes, I understand.
Don't give a fuck what studio game. Yeah, no. There are certain studios that I like the style of game that they make. Like BGS. I know that Starfield was a contentious launch for sure. A lot of people did not like that game, but I did. And for me, BGS is still one of those studios that, okay, I'm gonna be on board with whatever they put out as long as it's not fucking Fallout 76 again. I don't want a live service game. Diablo usually puts out some good stuff. I'm usually on board with that studio.
It seems I spared not just one, but two
The Street Fighter studio, Capcom, I'm usually going to be on board with whatever they put out.
I'm here to make up for my
Still a lot of good stuff out there.
No. No. Raella, I'm here to save you.
Well, you're a bit late for that. The summoning ritual's almost done.
Sure, I have
Moloch Baal is
consecrated
coming.
ground ready
He
to
will
go.
end it all and shroud everything in red mist.
Rael?
Something tells me this is going to be a tough fight. I'm going to do a quick save here.
Fourth, Ranyu, take care of our guests.
In Winter Sun, worshipping Stendar should make you block negate all physical damage. Awesome, but blocking is not part of my class. Tano is down for the count. Try not to hit him. Try to get Bal here instead.
Clearly a reasonable sort of Daedric entity. Can we not just agree to differ and go our separate ways?
Crap, Jake. That's not Altano. That's Jacob. Keeps going down. Ooh, this is tough. Okay. I am out of magicka potions. Oh, no, we're good. Well, fortify magicka I have, but not restore magicka. Lasting potency we can do. We do have some minor magicka. Let's do that. Put some health on there. Maybe armor and one-handed. I don't have destruction. I wish I did, but I don't. And we can throw some regenerate stamina on there too. All right. Uh-oh, the Ancestral Guardian is down for the count. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm ready for this fight, guys. Is it, Lucian? You're enjoying this, I suppose? I am out of magicka. Lucian's eating it. No good.
This is over. This is highly unfriendly.
the Ancestor Guardian's running away. Sorry I'm not talking much here. I gotta have to concentrate on this stuff a lot. Oh boy. Somebody want to help me out here? I'm out of stamina. Get in there, Lucian. Shit. Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Whew. Okay. Getting ready to take that forward power attack. Okay, let me try to remember what my attribute ratio was here. I think I'm doing 2 magicka, 2 health to 1 stamina. So this would be 5. 1 stamina. Magicka, magicka. Oh boy. Yep, only level 16. This is tough content here for such a low level. Okay, one of them's down. That's good. Actually, 2 of them are down. Now we just have Bao, and she is coming right at me. Whew. That was tough, guys.
Rael? Rael? Is that you?
What happened? Jacob, why are
Rael?
you yelling? Did you have a nightmare?
Oh, this was Bao?
Yes. I thought I've lost you. I'll never leave you alone again.
Jacob, I will always be with you.
At least this legendary didn't lower the difficulty like Filthy Casuals. I actually increased the difficulty. This is not regular Wildcat legendary. It's probably closer to vanilla at this point. Regular Wildcat legendary difficulty is half damage output, and I think 3.5 times the damage input. I'm running right now 0.25%, which is vanilla. I'm sorry, 25% damage output, 0.25 multiplier. Hey, thanks. And this is without a gallbladder that I had earlier in the week, too. Not firing all cylinders, but Ace of Molag Bal. Actually, that Peerless Destruction might be good. Hell yeah. Let's see. 30 health in Magicka, that's quite a bit. I'm not using the FMR stuff. This is a Triumvirate build. I don't know. Just use them both here. 0.25, yep. Let me just double check to see what my Wildcat settings are on right now. I might have increased damage intake as well. Where's Wildcat? Where is Wild? There we go. Yep, so regular Wildcat damage intake, I think it's times 4 for vanilla. But we do have the damage dealt at 0.25 and damage taken, a little less damage taken, but still tough, as you can see. I am running Shadow of Skyrim, so if I do die, I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to take whatever punishment that gives me. And let's see what else. Vigilant also is difficulty level plus minus 0. Oh, you can't actually make Vigilant harder. I just left it at whatever. These bosses are pretty tough, though, as you can see. Jacob died. Altano, what's going on here? Let's see. Summoner's armor looks pretty good, too, but it's light armor. I might be able to use that on a follower or something, though.
It's over. It's all over. Bring me the mace Bal was using. We'll need it.
Okay. You gonna do some kind of ritual or something on it? Okay, so this is where the altar was. I'm guessing he's gonna put the mace back in there and do some kind of like sealing magic on it or something. Who's missing? Yeah, I had surgery on Wednesday. I had a gallbladder taken out. It was fried on barbecue. Kinda. No, it's I had gallstones in it for actually probably a good 10 or 20 years. So every once in a while the stones would like block the bile duct a little bit and I'd start getting bad stuff happening. If I had like some guacamole or some BLT or whatever, or BLT, I would, my stomach would get fired up.
Task for you. I heard there's a witch living with her child in the shack south of Iverstead. Witches are a serious threat in Skyrim. Give them the mercy of Stendar.
Do we want to take care of Jacob first?
I will do it. You just take care of the witches in the meantime. I'll see you at the Temple of Stendar.
Alright. Going to the Temple of Stendar, kill some witches. Witches get stitches. Yeah. And it was not symptomatic. My gallbladder wasn't symptomatic for a long time, but in the last couple of years, it's been becoming more and more symptomatic. And the issue with that is, even if your gallstones aren't causing a full blockage at the moment, you know, you're just one hard sit-up away from completely blocking your gall ducts, and that could cause you to die. So this was an operation that has been in the works for a long time for me, and I finally just found the time to be able to do it. So, yeah, I'm a little low on energy. I kind of feel like my guts have been rearranged and they're like still healing because that's exactly what happened, and that is exactly what's still happening. So yeah, sorry for the lack of energy here today, but that's what I'm dealing with. Yeah, I'm doing all right. That first night was rough. I probably ate some things I shouldn't have after I kind of recovered from the sedation that they had me on, and I was just cramping up real bad all night. I was like, I couldn't breathe, I couldn't get comfortable in bed, but eventually I got myself relaxed and was able to get some sleep, and then finally just yesterday I started getting my appetite back, so that's good. Now that I'm hungry, it means that my metabolism is firing, it means that I'm healing and repairing, and that should be good. And I'm not seeing any like infected tissue or anything during the around the incision sites or anything, so all good, I think. Gallstones are basically crystallized stomach acid. Yeah, some people have them, some people don't. Anyone have any website recs or even a physical store to purchase a decent gaming laptop to play Novus Ascension Pack with a decent performance, not on super duper ray tracing performance? Shit. I know Newegg has has been bad news for a while, but they've been under the spotlight for long enough that I feel pretty comfortable buying stuff from them. unless you have moral objectivities to it, which I think you're one of those guys, Silent. I would probably just go on Newegg. Best Buy is still pretty solid. You can find those around for gaming PCs and stuff. They're better than they used to be, even though they're not as good as something like Newegg, as far as variety and just sheer amount of stock and things like that. It's hard to beat Newegg these days. And you can't build your own like you can with a desktop PC, right? You kind of just have to buy it outright. I don't know really of any other good option. You got your Best Buy, you got your Newegg. You also have Micro Center. You might pay a premium for shipping because I think they have a huge store in Texas. They have a huge store in California, but other than that, they have an online presence, but they're really just brick and mortar anymore. I am one of those guys. Yeah, we were talking on Discord a little bit about Extra Life. That's cool. I don't blame you for that. But yeah, they're just, as far as gaming laptops, there's not a whole lot of options. And you can go direct to the manufacturer for that too, or at least the vendor. So Dell, the Alienware stuff has had some, bad reviews in the past, but they're generally pretty solid. HP with the Omen stuff is fairly decent too. You just go to the HP site. There's just not kind of like a custom non-bloatware kind of gaming laptop you can get these days. They're all kind of just the worst parts of retail. Just got to deal with it. Yeah, Micro Center is probably the best, but like I said, you're probably going to pay, the prices at Micro Center are good, but you're going to pay a premium for the shipping most likely. Whenever I or my mother get a serious wound, our metabolism kicks in almost immediately and we heal roughly 50%. Oh, so you got that Wolverine X Factor, huh? Cool gene to have. You probably don't ever have to worry about being overweight either because of it. Want to do a PC, but it's hard to travel with a tower. You kind of like Alienware? Skyroll, hey, welcome. Oh, what is this? Skyroll is a new name, I think, I haven't recognized. If you have been here in the past, I apologize for not recognizing you, but welcome aboard nonetheless. Ah, you fell. It's Wildcat for you. Ooh, nice cartwheel, even in the heavy armor. The Dwarven stuff isn't as good as what I'm wearing. Probably get a few points extra on the helmet, but it's not going to look as good on the Regal Paladin stuff. My mother's side of the family heals incredibly fast and is highly resistant to pain. Those traits seem to have been passed down through me. There you go. He's a natural tank. If you ever need a good tank in a fight in real life, nobody's your guy. Fair enough. I appreciate the recommendation. I have a hole burning in my pocket from this job and I want to spend it. Yeah, I know the feeling. Retail therapy is a powerful drug. Is FPS bad for you, or is it's YouTube? I've been having dropped frames like crazy today. The stream is not anywhere near as good quality or as smooth as it usually is, so please don't take this as an indication for what this usually looks like. It's either YouTube or it's my ISP or some combination of the two that are just having trouble today. It's been a struggle. Sorry, but no, for me, I'm getting 76 FPS in game and I'm running on a G-Sync monitor, so it's ultra smooth for me. And I'm running uncapped frame rates, so it's usually up above 60, typically up in the hundreds as well. Found an Alienware laptop on Facebook Marketplace for $1,000. Okay, only a couple months old. What kind of chipset does that have in it? The GPU? GPU, CPU? Because those aren't upgradable. You wanna get it with as much growing room as possible if you're getting a laptop. I'd be a great tank if I wasn't 5'6" and 135 pounds. Oh shoot, guys, we have a superhero in our midst. I know. Got a little Wolverine short king. 69 inches. Giggity. Oh, I know what it's normally like. That's why I was like, what the hell? Yeah, cool. All right. I just can't be FPS shamed. Not with the amount of money I've spent on this damn rig. And the amount of time I spent modding this thing to be highly performant. Okay, let's get back to Riften here. And then we'll take a carriage. We need to get to wherever this is and hunt down these witches that Altano told us about. But I need to get some training done, I think. I actually had to blow my level up, so there's a round of training I won't be able to do because of that. Actually, let's take a look. If I go to the College of Winterhold, I can get any of my magical schools trained. Illusion could use some help there at 46. Restoration's good at 62. Smithing's all the way down at 41, but I can train that myself without having to pay for it. Heavy armor's really good. One-handed's really good. Illusion, I feel like I can better spend the money on the muffle spell and just level that up on my own. Destruction seems like the one that I need the most help in. So, yeah, we'll go to the college. We'll hit up Feralda. We'll get some training from her. You're actually taller than Wolverine? How tall is Wolverine? Yeah, I think he's like 5'4" or something like that, right? But he's also like 300 pounds or something like that. Oh, that Insomniac Wolverine game. I wonder when we're gonna get a gameplay review or reveal for that. I know that there was a leak for it a while back. I didn't watch it because it never does the game justice. And you know Insomniac is gonna be top notch. I played a little bit of Spider-Man 2 on my PS5 Pro, and it was fantastic. It was like amazing. I don't know that I've ever seen a game look that good. And I've been saying that about a lot of games recently, specifically on PS5. It's just way underpowered compared to my 4090 gaming rig here, but just when you optimize something for one specific piece of hardware, you're going to get some really good results. You're going to be punching above your weight, and those Spider-Man games definitely do that. The Final Fantasy remakes as well, just looking super, super good. On PC, though, the best game that I've played as far as graphics recently is Hellblade 2. That's probably the best game I've ever seen in terms of graphics. And is actually my game of the year so far, based on what I've played with the stuff that came out this year.
Where do you want to go?
Winterhold, please.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
I think it's 5-3. Yeah, that sounds about right.
There once was a hero named Ragnar.
69 is my spirit number. I see it everywhere I go. From building numbers to my phone's battery percentage to random vote percentages on YouTube. It's funny to me. Literally everywhere, plus my height. There you go. Oh, so you're one of those tall guys, huh? Let's see. 60 inches is... Wait, no. 72 inches is... Okay, no. So, let's see. 60 inches. So you're 5'9". So it's a little taller than average, I think. I got my math wrong. I was thinking 6 feet was 60 inches, but that's 72 inches.
Winterhold must have been beautiful back in its day. I wish I'd been around to see it.
Yeah. Well, maybe it will thrive again one day. We just don't know. Takes time. Takes a lot of time and a lot of money. 7:20 p.m., so we still have some time. And we can also sleep while we're here, so that's good. Even seeing it... Yeah, no, 69's my number 2. I'm always calling out 69, mostly because it bothers my wife. She cringes every time I do it, but I have to call it out in public every time I see it. I don't care who, well, like what strangers or which one of her friends sees it or whatever. My favorite is in, we play in a municipal beach volleyball league. And we have to keep our own scores to keep the, you know, the league dues down and cheap. It only costs like 17 bucks per player or whatever to play for an entire season. But we have to keep score because they don't want to pay anybody to keep score for us. So we have to shout out the score every time we serve. And, you know, of course, whenever it's 6-9 or 16-19 or any form of 6-9, I shout out 69 in a really ridiculous voice. And my wife cringes and everybody else laughs. It's just kind of my shtick. And now I can't not do it because people expect it. It's a blessing and a curse. 175 pounds of pure skinny fat. All right, I gotcha. Live your truth, man. Your game of the year is not Skyrim? Shame. Well, I mean, in terms of hours played, I mean, look at this shit. Oh, I just bought Dredge, by the way. That was on sale for like 12 bucks or something like that, so I bought that. A lot of people really liked it. So yeah, 63 hours in Skyrim, right? Plus, you know, the 387 in LE. Yeah, that's crazy. But for a game of the year, I feel like it has to be a new game that came out that year, right? Or at least had like an expansion. Like Elden Ring had Shadow of the Erd Tree, which a lot of people really liked. I haven't played it yet. I'm really not going to get to it till next year, but I will get to it. It's just Elden Ring and Souls-likes in general for me. Just they tend to be kind of a chore. They feel like work. They're worth it, but they're definitely not, you know, play this for fun type of thing, unless you're really in the mood for a challenge, which sometimes I am. But yeah, Hellblade, which I didn't put a ton of hours into that because it's not that kind of game, but as far as just like a tight narrative experience, yeah, I put 7.2 hours into this game. And it was a fantastic experience. Absolutely fantastic experience. Best graphics I've ever seen, like just chilling voiceover narratives, visuals, just story elements in it. It's very kind of, I don't know if you've ever seen The Northman, but that was a great movie as well. It doesn't have a super deep narrative to it, but just the world building and stuff that happens in that movie. This is a lot like it. Oh, speaking of 69, there's your spirit number, Silent. I put 6.9 hours into Black Myth. 69. You've got about 6,000 to 7,000 hours in old Skyrim. Yeah, and this doesn't count PS3, PS4, and then the PS5 AE edition re-releases, right? Or even the Switch. I played on all those platforms as well. So, yeah. Let's see, do I have any other 69 games? Nah. I actually had 66.6 hours in Doom Eternal, and then at some point that ticked up to 66.7 and ruined everything because I really wanted that 666 like Mark of the Beast hours number for Doom Eternal. So I haven't played that since. But now that it's ticked up for some reason, probably an update or something, I can go back and play it again. Bro, 69, there you go. There you go. We're playing the same game, man. The wind is here. Welcome, wind. You're having a good day. Had to take a break from Elden. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's work. It will wear you out. And from what I've heard, the expansion just makes it that much worse. That much better, but that much worse. Northman was a great movie. Yeah, I really liked it too. It kind of reminded me of Apocalyptica. And it's kind of just like this, it's not, like I said, a deep narrative. It's just kind of one thing that happens on a smaller scale in the world, like that old Mayan Incan culture. This was kind of like the Nordic version of that, I would say. Good movie though. And Hellblade 2 was a lot like that. It was a smaller scale story, but it was a complete story. Some really cool stuff happening, and just, yeah, the whole world building, and just fan freaking tastic game. All the performances were absolutely perfect. I have collectively 15 to 20,000 hours in Skyrim across all platforms. Unfortunately, I had to reinstall Skyrim multiple times, so I don't know the exact number. Yeah, that's one, another great, yeah, Mel Gibson joint, yeah. Like, after he went crazy, so you know that's how it's good. You know it's good. A crazy person made it.
Mirabelle does a fine job as Master Wizard, I suppose. Still, I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you
I
do with
rewatched
the
Mummy
knowledge.
1. Yeah, those movies, I never really got into it. I'm all for, like, a dumb blockbuster action movie, but the Mummy movies never really did it for me. Wow, almost blew all my money, or half of it anyway. And we got to level up. Very nice. I think I can sell a bunch of stuff off here, too.
Mirabelle. I've no doubt
some of
you'll
my money
promote you
back.
to Archmage at some point.
Let's go.
See you around.
Rachel Weisz in those, yeah, she was, she's very attractive. I'm a Rachel fan.
Certainly a few of my colleagues aren't quite as talented as they'd like to believe. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
Could probably use that Unbound Fire, but I could probably just buy that spell as well. Can't think of any other reason I would need to keep it. Got some shit I gotta read here too. Okay, so it looks like we have some story expansion and some world building here from the Vigilant mod. We'll have some letters we gotta read here.
Until next time.
Okay, so let's make sure we do that. Now we gotta find Drevis. Actually, do I have the Muffle spell? I do not. Let's buy Muffle. We can use that to level up instead of spending money on it in the actual training menu. Where is Drevis? I guess I could just wait here for a while. Let's see. Colette might be upstairs too. Go ahead and level up now. No reason not to. All right, 2 magic. That would be 6, 7, 8. Destruction's at 55. Restoration's at 62. We'll just keep taking destruction training. But I do want to make sure that I get Drevis, the muffle spell from Drevis, before I spend all my damn money here. So let's wait here for an hour. Must be a great movie if the actor/actress is hot. Of course. Sometimes that's all you need. Oh, Magus is a Rachel Weisz fan too. Cameron Diaz from The First Mask is pretty hot. But nobody's ever going to beat Kate Beckinsale in those Underworld movies, right? Those movies are actually kind of trash. I'm going to be honest. They're not very good. But watching her run around in those skin-tight leather jumpsuits, there's just... that's worth it. That's completely worth it. It's for the jiggle physics. There you go. Sometimes we don't watch for the plot. Absolutely. Oh, where the hell is Drevis? He's probably still piss farting around the Arcanium. This is his room. What are we doing on needs? Probably hungry and thirsty. Moderately thirsty. Mildly hungry. Do I have soup? Yes, I have the tomato soup. I have an apple there too. Okay, looks like he's back now. Drevis.
You know, they say knowledge is its own reward.
Kate Beckinsale from Serendipity. I've never seen that
Spells
one.
and incantations for those with the talent to cast them.
People are so shallow. I would never do that. Yeah, right. With good old Henry Cavill as Geralt. Please. You're not fooling anybody, Wind. Okay. Let's see. We're looking for Muffle here. Don't know how to spell her last name, but with the appropriate spelling, it doesn't matter. I see what you did there.
Until next time.
Okay, now that we have Muffle, we have a way to pretty much level up Illusion at will, at least for a while anyway. So that's good. We can catch up Illusion. Destruction is still better. Okay, so for destruction leveling, I can power level that with the with that new spell that you get from Hobbs Fall Cave. It's a concentration spell that doesn't require you to hit anything with it to level it up. We can use that. We have Muffle. All right. Let's see. Actually, let's go back and sell some stuff off to Drevis here. Spent a couple hundred on Muffle, so we can get some of that money back.
Is the least. I shall explain to you the mysteries of spells and incantations for those with the
What do you
talent
mean,
to
you
cast
people?
them.
Why does seared slaughterfish look like a lobster claw? Sometimes they do look like that. So if you take the cross section of a fish after it's been gutted, you do get that kind of claw looking. So that is actually accurate. You get like a swordfish steak or something. That's what that looks like. Pretty good too. Let's see. Yeah, highly recommend a swordfish steak if you've never had one. It's very good. I don't think I have anything else to sell here. The linen wrap, I'm capes and cloaks and things like that.
Until next time.
All right, so the rest is going to be like heavy stuff. Let's go ahead and park some of this on Lucian.
You're
Oops.
talking. I'm familiar. What I can.
Wanted to see his extra
members of
follower
those include
inventory instead
the
of
main
what I did get
For them
here.
to be involved with this probably means there's more going on here.
Surprised you're not using illusion. That seems like something right up this character's alley. I am using some illusion. I'll go over exactly what I'm using in a minute. But first I gotta lighten the load here a little bit. How we doing? Oh, still way over encumbered. All right, let's just get rid of it all. Oh my God, there was so much of it. Okay, so now that nobody mentioned illusion, let's just go over the spells and the tactics I've been using for this here. All right, so first off, when I enter combat, I've been using Consecrated Ground. And this is that huge area of effect spell. It's an adept level spell from the Triumvirate Cleric, and I'm trying to focus on the Triumvirate Cleric stuff more than anything because that is what this build is centered on. And it's been my experience so far that Inaision has had a gameplay style in mind for these spells when he designed them. So part of the challenge for me is trying to reconstruct what that play style is. And this is kind of what I've come up with so far. So Consecrated Ground, I cast that when I enter combat. I could probably also put this on Okado's Recital as well. This is a destruction spell. It does 9 fire and 9 sun damage for 30 seconds to everybody in a really wide area. So that is an extra 360 damage over 30 seconds, which is a long time, but it does end up being a lot of damage, and it does double damage to undead. So 9 damage of each fire and sun damage. Sun damage isn't going to do much to non-undead, but fire will do damage to both undead and regular people. So you get a lot of good damage over time there. Holy fire. Okay, this one I do have hooked up to Okado's Recital as well. This one, you cast it and it chants your unenchanted weapon for power attacks anyway. Actually, it might even do that with enchanted. But if you power attack, which I don't do a lot of now because I don't have the stamina to support it or the perks to reduce the stamina cost of it. But you deal 15 fire and sun damage, so that would be 30 extra damage to undead, 15 extra damage to non-undead, which is nice. Mostly just flavor. It's not really gonna make or break anything until you get this thing perked out and scaled properly. And then also Solar Ray, which I haven't needed to use much of because it is a little bit underpowered. Basically, this is just a really long range beam that does the same amount of damage over time as Consecrated Ground, which is a fire and forget, right? This one you have to concentrate on though. So I've usually just been going Consecrated Ground. Holy Fire kicks off automatically via Okado's Recital. And then on the illusion side here, we have Suggestion, which doesn't really do much in combat. It's kind of just a way, it's a role play flavor thing of getting NPCs to go do some things that, you know, you want them to move them off of a crafting table or something that you want to use. But the main one here I'm using in illusion is the Spirit Guardian. So this right here is an illusion spell. It's not conjuration. This is illusion. And why I'm not using other illusion spells, such as courage and things like that, is because I do have concentration spells in restoration that handle some of that stuff. I've been using in the middle of combat, I've been using a lot of Aura of Might. So while I'm holding on, oh, look at that, silent, 69 more attack damage from Aura of Might. Holy shit. It's everywhere now. This is your fault, Silent. You know that, right? As soon as you showed up, 69 started popping up everywhere. Anyway, as long as I'm concentrating on this, anybody within a tight radius, any allies are getting a buffed attack damage. So I've been using this a lot. This gives, Lucian, the Ancestral Guardian, 69% more damage. On their regular attacks, their physical damage attacks. And then when I release it, we get a burst of fire and sun damage of 34 points. So against living enemies, 34 fire damage, and then against undead enemies, we get a total of 68. Well, close to 69. 68. 69%, there you go. So, yeah, release for 34 or 68 damage. And so you'll see me like hold it for a little bit and then let it go. And then the enemy kind of bursts into flames for a little bit, just getting some burst damage there to go along with the buffed up damage of my allies. Another one that I've been using, especially in that prolonged fight, that just all out battle that we had with Bal and the two Dremora that she had with her. Aura of Vigor. This actually heals everybody in a tight radius, all the allies I have in a tight radius. Instead of increasing their attack damage, it's actually healing them for quite a bit. So I was using that to kind of heal people up in the midst of battle. Of course, magical levels was an issue for me there. And then when you release it, though, you get 2 seconds of invulnerability. I don't think that carries over to the other people in your party. It might, because I thought I saw some kind of effect on it. But 2 seconds of invulnerability will save you from, a big ice storm attack or a big power attack or something. If you're not able to dodge or whatever, it's hugely powerful. So between these two, I've been getting more out of these restoration spells than I would out of like a courage or rally spell in illusion. And I have yet to unlock the expert level triumvirate spells yet. That will probably be next time I play this character on stream. I'll have access to those, but not this time. And then, of course, Aid over here. That one I used as well on both the Ancestral Guardian and Lucian. And this gives one ally a scaling magnitude of a point bonus to all skill levels. Basically turns them into a super follower. So I was casting this on Lucian for a little while, he'll get 52 more points of all skill levels that he uses. So that is, you know, more destruction damage. That's more one-handed damage, more physical damage reduction on his heavy armor, all the good stuff, and it's very cheap. So yeah, this guy is the Triumvirate Cleric really lives and dies by his followers. That's why I always have, you know, one flesh and blood follower, and then one spirit guardian with me all the time. And conjuration is not a major skill for this class. Meant alteration. Yeah, so alteration also isn't one of the key skills either. I am using Okado's recital just to kind of launch things off, but that doesn't actually level alteration in any kind of significant way. So for a triumvirate class, I really try to focus on the 3 magic schools that are represented by those spells, and for the cleric, it is restoration, destruction, and illusion. So yeah, alteration would definitely be useful. It would fit for sure, but then I would have to, you know, make do without maybe like heavy armor. But for me, like the paladin cleric type, they really beg for heavy armor, and for a lot of the cleric spells, I have to be really in close to my followers in order to get the most out of them, which puts me in danger, because if I'm close to my followers, it means I'm close to the enemies as well. So heavy armor and smithing is what I took up for that. Also, the destruction spell for holy fire here. This one, it enchants melee power attacks, so this one kind of asks you to be in the midst of melee battle as well. So yeah, I went with heavy armor and smithing instead of alteration on that. And with the smithing, it gives me access to craft all the really cool modded armors and stuff that I wanted to show off with this build. So that's why I went that way. For some reason, I don't know why. The AE pets would be great, but they cause too much collision, and I can't stand them. So that's why I took them out. I could do a dog. Maybe I'll do one of the huskies from the Dawn Guard. Do you know if there is a follower version of Power of the Master? I do not. I don't know. Magus, do you know maybe? If there's a Power of the Master type spell that works on followers? I can't think of any. No, there isn't. Yeah, I didn't think so. There are some triumvirate stuff that works on like all followers, regardless of if they're minions or followers or not, but it's not like Power of the Master where you get to pick anything. Player character only, as far as I know. Okay. Dumiko clerics are the type of take care of abandoned. Okay. Dumiko. Yeah, that sounds all right. So does anybody know in the vanilla game, it's been so long since I played, can you have a dog and a human follower? Because I don't want to upset the gameplay balance too much outside of vanilla for this by having too many followers. I think in Skyrim, if you have a dog follower, you can't take a human follower, but in Fallout 4, you can have a human follower along with dog meat. Yeah, YouTube's been acting up. It sucks. Sorry, guys. Hey, Stein. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. So in Skyrim, you can have a dog and a human follower. So maybe I'll go get a dog. That sounds awesome. Maybe I'll do that for next stream. Okay, It's getting late. Let's go get some rest. And then what are we doing after this? So we'll go hunt down the witches after this. We'll go down to Iverstead, and you can have both a dog and a human follower. You cannot have dog meat with a human follower. You can't? I'm almost 100% sure that you could. In Fallout 4, not in Fallout 3. Because the Lone Wanderer perk would still work with dog meat. Because dog meat was not considered a follower, if I remember correctly. Oh, this is my room. Sleep for 9 hours. That'll put us at right around 8 a.m. Oh, there's a mod that allows that? Interesting. I remembered incorrectly then. Okay. Ooh, we got a new subscriber, Stein. Welcome to the channel.
Really?
Thanks for subscribing. Small channels love every single one of their subscribers, I gotta say. So I appreciate it. All right, let's go ahead and pray to the 9. We're gonna do Akatosh. We're still leveling. So the blessing of Akatosh. Increases experience. So based on your level of favor with Saint Alessia, you get a boosted progression speed. So 12% faster. That's good for leveling. Absolutely. We're probably always going to use Akatosh until, you know, we get everything leveled up to where we need it.
Awkward.
And then we'll start skipping around with the different blessings there. Never use a follower. They can be kind of clunky. Some build types really suggest or even insist that you have a follower with them, like the cleric here does, just because so many of the Triumvirate Cleric spells affect followers directly. It's kind of, it becomes a no-brainer at that point. That's kind of what it is. And then like some other like non-sneaky illusion classes, like your bard and your knight, they really kind of insist that you have followers to take advantage of the rally and courage spells. Is the audio cutting? It might be, just because of dropped frames. Yeah, the wind, sorry. We've been having dropped frames all day. I've restarted the stream a couple times, and I there's nothing I can do. I even reset my modem. Something wrong with the way my ISP is connecting to the YouTube ingest servers. It's been bad today. Lone Wanderer synergy is the byproduct of Bethesda. Okay, so it's a bug. With the perk, I don't know about the other follower. I see. No, with the perk, it doesn't work with human followers. Just the dog. Do you guys remember mod being used in Skyrim degrading armor and weapon? I just found a version on Xbox. I have not used that one. There was one that I used that, oh geez, I don't even remember what it's called, but the more you used your weapon and armor, the stronger it would get. That was a cool one. Overpowered, of course, but it was cool. It was like called the legendary equipment or something like that. And it worked with followers too. That was cool. So you could have like signature gear. Yeah, no, it's not you, Wind. It's most likely me and or YouTube. One thing I wish Wintersun had was the option to make favor using abilities be daily powers instead. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Do some of them do that? Some of the favor using abilities, I don't know if they're powers, but some of them they make you pray in order to use them. Some of them are just all passive all the time. I wouldn't be shocked if some of them gave powers, but you might be right. There might not be one at all. Okay, what time is it? 8:17. How is the needs doing? Okay, we're still good. Not hungry, not thirsty, all good. Let's head back down into town. We can sell off some of the stuff that Lucian is holding on to us for at the general goods vendor. Stop by the inn, get a refill on our water. And then I think we'll head over to Iverstead from there. See if we can hunt down some witches. Service your gear. There you go. Signature, weapon, and loot and degradation. Interesting. I don't remember there being degradation as part of the one that I used. But the degradation stuff was one thing that I was not sad to see go from Oblivion. That was a pain in the ass for me. I hated the degradation system in Oblivion. It's immersive, it adds some depth for sure, but it was just such a pain. I did not like it. Yeah, searching Bethesda net is real bad. It's not it's not something I want to spend my time doing, that's for sure.
Hello there.
All right, let's see here. Some of the more unique stuff I wanna keep, but some of the standard stuff I can sell. Okay. Should be able to sell a good amount of that off.
I heard the gourmet is hiding out somewhere in Skyrim. You know, fella who wrote that cookbook? Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
Major smithing, we could use that, but I don't know if I want to spend all these septums on that. Perfection, armor rating is good too. I think at this point I just want to save my money for training, honestly. So let's sell some of this stuff off. Or all of this stuff off. Steel arrow I don't need. Sorry. Still recovering. Needs my rest. Recipes I don't need. I gotta read a bunch of this stuff. Okay, so before we go to Iverstead, let's get some of that world building in. Polished amethyst I don't need anymore because I have the enchanting supplies already.
Good day.
All right. So let's warm up by the fire and we'll read some of these letters. Okay, so letter from Kareen. This is the one that we found on the Summoner's Mercenary that slaughtered all the vigilants outside of the beacon. All right, let's see who Kareen is. Dear Tyrannus. Tyrannus is the guy wearing the vagrant armor. In your previous letter, you mentioned finding someone who could lift your curse, but I have a bad feeling about this. Please, promise me you'll be careful. P.S. Lillian made you a flower crown. I pray you will return to us before the flowers wither. Kareen. Okay, so I'm not sure what kind of relationship Kareen had with Tyrannus, but definitely she cared for him. And she mentioned a curse here. So what this is hinting at is that Summoner's Mercenary, whose name we now know as Tyrannus, looks to have had a curse on him, and the summoner seems to have had some way of lifting that curse. for a price. So it did seem like that mercenary did not want to kill us, but had no problems trying, and of course had no problem slaughtering all of the vigilant there. Not to say that he enjoyed it. He did not seem that he was happy with what he was doing, but you know, he's dead now, so he doesn't have to do it anymore unless he gets brought back by Molag Bal somehow. And this letter was also on Tyrannus from Lillian, the person who made the flower crown. Dear Papa, okay, so I'm guessing Lillian is his daughter. That's sad. I made flower crowns today. One was for you. Please get well soon and come back home, Lillian. So I'm guessing that Kareen was his wife and Lillian was his daughter. And he was cursed somehow. And the summoner Bal was promising him some way of being able to lift this curse if he could help out slaughtering the vigilant, I guess. Okay, and then there was one more. I thought there was another journal or something. Rahel's journal. So Rahel was who Molag Bal, I think, possessed in order to become Bal, the summoner, that we slaughtered in that huge epic fight. So Rahel was a friend of, what's his name? Jacob. Friend of Jacob. I'm not sure what the relationship was there too, but it might be just more than friends. But she was the summoner, turns out. Let's see what happened here. I haven't eaten today. Can you check out improved Ebony Spell Knight armor before you end the stream? Okay, sure, yeah. Improved Ebony Spell Knight armor. We'll get back to the journal after that. Is that on the Nexus? I am not seeing it. Okay, improved Spell Knight armor. Maybe not Ebony, but just improved Spell Knight armor. Okay, this is a simple mod that changes the enchantments of the Ebony Spell Knight armor sets acquired during the Crypt of the Heart. It also makes slight edits to the armor's base stats and crafting recipes. I felt that the default enchantments were rather lame and uninspired. Well, that's true. They're strong, but they're very basic. My mod will make your choice at the end of the quest much more meaningful. Interesting. So it turns the iron into light? I don't know about that. Iron Spell Knight armor is equivalent to banded iron, but is classified as light armor and weighs more than leather. I felt that making it any better than that would not make sense given the material tier. This change makes logical sense because the armor itself actually looks like a hybrid of light and heavy. Okay, that's fair. There's a lot of mail in there. Mail and leather. That does make sense. More of a medium. Each piece of Ebony Spell Knight armor now has 1 point higher armor rating than generic Ebony and weighs slightly less. The default values from Creation Club put each value at 4 points above generic Ebony, which made very little sense. Remaining consistent with the changes made to the steel set, Void Salts are required for upgrading. Okay. Let's take a look at the enchantments here. The quest to track down the Knight's corrupted heart brought to mind the conflict between light and dark in Star Wars. Purifying the heart is obviously the light side choice, and leaving it corrupted is the dark side choice. My new enchantments focus on one set being defensive, the other being offensive. Do you want to be a scourge that lays waste to your enemies in a blazing flame, or do you want to play it cool and survive inside a sanctuary of magical energies? Choose wisely. Each one is powerful, but depending on one's playstyle, the choice could make a big difference. I designed the effects to be fitting of a spell knight, which I imagine to be a spell sword and heavy armor. Okay. Of course, enchanting your own gear will always be the meta for endgame. It always is, yeah. As long as you have the perks to support it. But this will make your early to mid game far more interesting. Or if you don't spec into enchanting, this is probably some of the stronger enchantments you're going to get anyway, as it is in vanilla. So light side defensive, purity of heart. Helmet, magic increased by 50, and armor spells last. Okay, so these add combination effects, which is cool. Magicka is increased by 50 points. Armor spells last 50% longer. On the cuirass, health is increased by 50 points. Regenerate 2% max health per second while an armor spell is active. Cool. That is interesting. So that makes you lean into alteration even more. So layering on your flesh spells with your heavy armor makes you less reliant on having to temper your gear anyway. That's nice. Use those perks for something else. On the gauntlets, alteration and restoration spells cost 15% less magicka to cast, take 15% less damage while casting a spell. Extra damage reduction is always good. And on the boots, magic resistance increased by 15% and resists 30% of incoming stagger. Okay. So very tanky. And the flesh spells do include dragon hide. That's good. So this does seem like it makes the Ebony Spell Knight build a more interesting build for sure. Now this is cool. I don't know if I'm going to use it in my game. I kind of like the vanilla Spell Knight stuff. I think it's strong without being overpowered. But this does make it more interesting to do a full build based off of this set. Let me see what the dark side has to offer here. On the helmet, you get magic is increased by 50 points, and cloak spells last 50% longer. All right. Stamina is increased by 50 points on the cuirass and deal 30% more attack damage while the cloak spell is active. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Gauntlets, fire, frost, and shock spells are 15% stronger. Very, very good. Those fortified damage, destruction damage is not easy to obtain. Oh, sorry, I'm burping on everybody here. And cost 15% less magicka to cast. And boots, I almost said boobs. Boots, power attacks with melee weapons deal 20% more damage and cost 20% less stamina. Okay. Interesting. So this, the power attacks with a spell sword, it's interesting because with regular attacks you can keep like a destruction concentration spell or even a restoration spell going while you do regular attacks, but as soon as you do a power attack, he stops casting whatever's in his left hand. So that's kind of a trade-off there. Would be more powerful if this were a regular attack, but still you can there is some balance inherent with this with the power attacks because it does make you stop casting to do the power attack. Yeah, very cool. I'm going to go ahead and throw this into chat there. There we go. Very cool stuff. Yeah, it's got my seal of approval on it. I may or may not use it. We'll see. I'll put it on my list. If I do have time to do a build at some point, we'll do it. Thanks for the suggestion, nobody. That's very cool. Considering making a cleric of Magus and him, or Magnus, I guess, in Elder Scrolls terms, with him being a sun god and everything that it entails. Awesome. I will never be good. Nobody. Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's Rahel's journal here. So this was the summoner. What happened to her to become the summoner here? 2 days have passed since Jacob went to Windhelm underground to hunt down vampires. My heart is sinking. I'm worried he won't return safely. I woke up at our house. It's in ruins. Looks like Jacob no longer lives here after betraying me. Uh-oh. Nausea simply won't go away. It hurts so much. One of Molag Bal's followers visited and gave me a mace. When I touched it, I felt a surge of power and knowledge of magic flowing into my mind. The follower of Molag Bal ordered me to spread the seeds of discord in this land. I gave a potion that causes lycanthropy to a little girl with a sick father. After a while, I heard screaming from the house. I thought I'd gotten used to this and wouldn't feel so guilty anymore, but still. So she wasn't completely possessed. She didn't go full evil. She was still aware of the things she was doing. I met a man who lost his daughter and was drinking his life away in the taverns. I taught him a Daedra summoning ritual and told him he can get in touch with... Oh, these are all the people that I encountered throughout the Vigilant quest line. So this summoner has been causing all of this. I taught him a Daedra summoning ritual and told him he can get in touch with his daughter that way. Smile on his face. I can't stop thinking about it. He looked so happy. Everyone I've tricked had smiled like that. It was such a pleasant smile, as was that man. I wonder if he's still smiling somewhere. From here on, the writing is hasty and the dates are missing. I can't believe it. Someone stole my mace. I'll never forgive that thief. I'll send him screaming to oblivion. Summoning Vernacus was a mistake. I can't believe he used a blast spell in that tiny shack. The guards and vigilance of Stendar will notice this for sure. I left Vernacus behind. Maybe this idiot can still buy me some time. So I think Vernacus was the first Dremora that we encountered in that burnt hut outside of Whiterun. And then the summoned drunken Dremora in the Candlehearth Inn was the one that the drunk guy summoned, I'm guessing. And then there was the werewolf as well that was really hard to fight, but that was a while ago. I don't really remember that fight as well. So yeah, we got some backstory on all that. Looks like Rahel was, I don't know if she was Jacob's daughter or wife or just a friend. Probably daughter, I'm guessing. It looks like, but with the age differences there. Seemed to become overwhelmed with Molag Bal's influence. And another follower brought her the mace, which just increased that influence even further. And then she went around, you know, spreading discord through summoning rituals that she was tricking other people into doing. So the story continues, but it looks like so far that Rahel was the root of the issue with a lot of the Daedric summoning reports that we've been getting up to this point. But there's obviously more to it because the quest line still continues, yeah? It is on Nexus. Okay, cool. Yeah, we found it. All right, let's head to Iverstead. And then I'm still feeling okay. I'm gonna have to take a nap here at some point. Just my body recovering from the surgery. But I think we can take care of these. We'll go see what these witches do, what these witches are all about, and then we'll call it a stream after that. How are we doing on needs? Mild hunger, mild thirst. Let's stop at the inn over here. I was going to stop at the inn in Winterhold. Actually, I don't need to stop in the inn. I can just fill up water from here. Have to watch out for bears on the way. The bears shouldn't be a problem. We have enough firepower to deal with these guys. Take a sip of water. Do some seared slaughterfish. We have enough of that. And a carrot. That should take care of the needs. Yeah, we're good. Still dropping all kinds of frames. God, that's terrible. What a crappy day for streaming. Okay, there's the bear. Let's go ahead and get all armored up here. Have consecrated ground ready to go? I do. Wolves and bears, huh? You okay over there? Alright, the Spirit Guardian is fine. Okay. Canis root, I'll take that. I will also skin this bear up. Take all the good stuff there. And the bear and the wolf. Excellent. Scaly Fodi Oda does have a good Fortify Illusion effect that actually fortifies the magnitude of illusion spells and not just the casting cost of it. Okay, this is right about where I think either the Cause or the Saints and Seducers Creation Club quest is, so I wonder if there's going to be any kind of conflict here in the world space. Should probably be okay. But I do want to double check here. It's the Alchemist Shack. Oh, that wolf is chasing a rabbit around somewhere or something. Okay, so here's a witch's hut built into the side of the rock face here. And I do want to just make sure that this other Creation Club thing is still there. How much longer do you intend to stream? Maybe another, I don't know, 10 minutes. However, it really depends on what is going on in that witch's hut over there. I mean, if you're hungry, go eat something. I don't want to cause you hunger pangs or anything. Just checking for conflicts right now. It looks like we're probably okay up here. Is that a snow bear? Oh, this is gonna be tough. Really? Come on. The one downside of these restoration spells, the Aura of Might and the Aura of Vigor, is that they take so long to cast. The casting time on them is just huge. They warm up forever before they actually become effective. Pre-Christmas fasting, there you go. Yeah, 'tis that season, huh? I guess I got my gallbladder out just in the right time. Yeah, okay, this is, I believe this is where the, it's either the Cause or it's the Saints and Seducers. There's an outpost over here at some point with the Mythic Dawn. Probably the Cause. There's a Mythic Dawn outpost over here at some point in that quest line. It looks like I don't see any conflicts in the world space. I think we're good. Just wanted to check this out before I continued on. Oh, and a wolf.
Who dares disturb my rest?
Take the iron on the way back. Smithing is a thing for me. For this build, anyway. Where'd that wolf carcass go? Must have fallen all the way down, I guess. Might have even clipped through the ground. Oh, there it is. All right, let's go see what the story with these witches are. All right, so Altano said that there was some reports of some witches doing some suspicious things out here near Iverstead. Consecrated ground, I do. So let's see what they be doing. Oh wow, this is like a whole dang area underneath the mountain. Looks kind of cool. Not sure how this is inside the mountain though. Must have been some kind of magical doorway or something. I like the ambiance though, the fog looks really cool. This area is kind of reminding me of the sort of magical place that Kira Metz took you to in The Witcher 3. That weird little witch's glaive that she had to escape into. To get her bath on and be all naked and stuff. Actually reminding me a lot of that. There's a boat here. I wonder where these waterways go. This looks like it's an island. And then on the other side there was like a cave or something. Now, I mean, the technical answer is probably that it doesn't go anywhere, but... probably does go somewhere in terms of world building or whatever. Okay, we have our mace and our consecrated ground at the ready. Just in case we're met with hostility here going back into this cabin. Okay. Hey, it's Kareen and Lillian. Okay, these are the people from the letter from the Summoner's Mercenary. Taranis?
Oh, who are you? Oh, please leave.
What are you doing here?
I'm preparing medicine. I make my living with alchemy.
Okay. I see. And where did you learn this alchemy?
moral witch,
Oh.
but don't think I liked being around her. I'm just desperate to solve a curse plaguing my husband.
Okay. Well, I'm not getting bad vibes from you, but you should leave. There are going to be some vigilants coming in here, kicking ass and taking names, and they're not going to be asking as many questions as I am.
Your presence here can only mean... Yes, of course, I understand. We will leave as soon as we can. Stendar be with you.
Lillian?
I'm Lillian. I'm an alchemist. Someday, I'll be a great alchemist like my mom.
Yeah, he sounds like a young person trying to sound old. Yeah. Let's ask about Papa.
My daddy is very strong.
Yeah, he is.
He's the best swordsman in Wayrest, but he hasn't been feeling well
He was
for
tough.
a long time. Mommy says daddy is sick.
I'm lurking, coming up with
so we're
Ashaba
making a
Dexterous
potion
Warrior.
to cure him.
A warrior build that is guided by the Hunding to the path of the Sword Singer and eventually an Ansei. Working through the kinks in my head. Awesome. That's one of my favorite pastimes, is just coming up with, you know, character concepts to play in Skyrim. Just thinking about Skyrim is one of the best ways to pass the time. Well, they had to translate this from Japanese. Yeah, it's actually pretty good for this being translated from another language, I would say. Is that a sack on her head? Something going on. Some kind of stylish witch thing, I think. So what's your mama like?
Mommy is an alchemist. Her medicine is so good, she became famous in Wayrest.
Not good enough to solve Tyrannus's problem, though, huh? So why are you living out here?
We were traveling to find a cure for my daddy's sickness. But we got the doors slammed in our faces everywhere as soon as they saw my daddy. But a nice old lady was very kind to us. She gave us this house, and sometimes she brings me sweets.
A nice old lady. What's she like?
Well, she always wears pointy hats. And she brings us sweets and herbs. She shows Mommy how to make medicine. But I still don't understand. It looks very difficult.
So Glenmoral Witches. Glenmoral is another mod done by the same author that kind of has the same quest structure and stuff as Vigilant. So I wonder if this person, if this character is also in that mod as well. Have you ever heard about the Vigilant of Stendar? Or the Vigil of Stendar?
I have his amulet.
Okay, so these people are worshipping Stendar, but they're also cohorting with witches and stuff? What am I supposed to do now? Hunt down the witches. You guys gonna leave now? I really don't want to have to kill these guys. They are Stendar worshippers, right? And the dialogue said, yeah, get out of here as soon as possible. Can I just go to Altano at this point? I don't know. Dude, anybody else who has experience with this mod, can I spare them? Or do I have to kill them? Sounds like I got some like-minded people who love just thinking about Skyrim characters. Yeah. Caladran, Silent Echo. Hell yeah. As far as I know, there's a loose connection between the quest mods. There's kind of references inside each mod. Okay. You don't have to kill, by the way. Okay. But the quest doesn't seem to be wanting to continue without me hunting them down. I wonder if I could just return to Altano at this point. You can? Okay. I had a Hunding Paladin character who stacked armor reduction from Hunding, mace perks, shaman spells, and alteration spells from mysticism. I can spare them. That's good to know. Yeah, stacking armor reduction is what I'm doing with my warrior character, and it's quite powerful.
Do you need something?
Yeah, I need to progress my quest line here. Okay, so I guess you just leave. Okay. Cassius is a religious zealot. I could see him going either way on this, right? Depending on the circumstances leading up to it. But he's read all the journals and everything. Willie the Witch Hunter. Cool outfit. This looks like Bloodborne. Oh, it is. Look at this. This is kind of cool. This is Bloodborne. Holy crap. All right. Oh, this is awesome. I did not know that this came with Vigilant. This is really cool. The Witch Hunter pistol. Let's go lefty on that one, righty on this one. I haven't played Bloodborne. It's on my backlog of things to do on the PlayStation side of things. This is really well made. The only other thing would this saw blade here is supposed to retract. It's supposed to expand and retract when you swing it, and it's not doing that. But still, this is cool as hell. Let's shoot the Spirit Guardian with him. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but I'm sure you can spec into it. Probably destruction, I'm guessing. 30 points of damage. I guess if you spec into destruction, this will be more powerful. Dang, this is cool. Planning on making, yeah, too bad it's light armor. I don't think the cleric would be using any of this stuff anyway, but if you wanted to do like a Bloodborne build at some point, this is awesome to have. Ah, yes, the Bloodborne outfit. Indeed. Wow, the rim lighting on that pelt. It was definitely a glowing pelt. Okay, get back into our regular stuff here. Why can't I find the hat here? Witch Hunter hat. There we go. Okay, let's just leave, see what happens. The blade looks pretty cool. Guns in Skyrim, though? No. Oh, here's another Witch Hunter. Claiming the Witch Hunter? May as well take this stuff to sell. Pretty high value to weight ratio on these. Taking them all. So there were witch hunters that came in and ended up dying. I wonder if this was Tyrannus, the mercenary. That killed them, protecting Kareen and Lillian. There are guns in the lore, although used only by red guards. None in the base game or DLC, that's true. Planning on making a heavy armor Khajiit warrior build that uses heavy armor and two-handed with some light investment into sneak. It kind of sounds like Couch Warrior's blade. Blade Khajiit. That was kind of cool. We didn't get a lot of time with him. He mostly just did the Caranthir Tower with that character. But would have been cool to see the rest of the build. Probably more because of the pirate stuff, I'm guessing, Magus. The Red Guard pirates naval officers and things like that probably had flintlocks or whatever. That's my guess. Just to go with the pirate theme. Alright, where was Altano? Was he back at the beacon? Or did he go somewhere else? Sagramore? Because only they know the secrets of how to create gunpowder. Interesting, because mages have been creating explosions for eras at that point. Okay, Altano, is he still under here? Might have been pre my time with CW. Yeah, I think he was trying to explore like a main M-A-N-E character. And he had like the pelt of the previous main or whatever like on the character, and he found some old relic Redguard, or not Redguard, Blades armor, like the Akaviri, the ancient Akaviri stuff from Immersive Armors, I think is what he was using. And a pelt that was supposed to be the previous main. I don't know if he was fully cooked or not. Probably not. Makes sense. Just wonder why it's not caught on. Only play I've ever seen where flintlock was actually used was used well was howitzers. I've never seen howitzers play. It makes sense. I mean, I don't know technologically why they wouldn't have guns, and especially if they've, in terms of efficacy and just how strong they are, I don't see why they would need to be any stronger than like a crossbow. Oh, Howitzer was a YouTuber, not around anymore. Plan on using a now and two-handed axe with lots of movement speed, picking up the steed stone for a 25% extra move speed. Nice.
Witches are a serious threat in Skyrim. Purge them out.
There were no witches in Iverstead.
Is that so? So, you return without finishing your task. You have let yourself be deceived. I was clear about this. Go back and finish it. You will only know whether they are witches or not when they're dead. Go, now, and kill them!
Altano, you are acting strange.
Not serious. You're the one who's not being serious. You're out of your mind. Go! Kill the witches. This is your duty.
No, this is wrong.
Wrong? Why now? Haven't you killed in cold blood before? It's no different now. Just do as I say, and kill them in the name of Stendar.
Bo, no. Okay, I gotcha. I was really having trouble there. Bo makes sense. I'm not doing this, Altano.
I see. You're adamant about this. Regrettable. Very regrettable. I don't like such brutality, but it seems I need to be clearer.
Oh, they used Percus Maximus. Oh shit. Okay. I don't know if this is gonna lock me out of the rest of the Vigilant quest line or not, but I might have to reload my save because I really want to take this to completion.
Have you considered not trying to murder me?
Oh, he's using that Mace of Molag Bal now. I wonder if he's possessed by Molag. Holy shit. That is gnarly looking. Oh, this is kind of awesome. Kaboom. Okay. Started the Art of Mercy. Does this take you on a different branch of the quest line too? Don't worry. It won't. Each choice leads to a different outcome. Okay. Interesting. So if I'm gonna fully test this mod, then I'm gonna need to do all the different branches, I guess.
Yes?
P. Miller, how's everybody doing? I'm good. Talk to y'all. Yeah, sorry, you caught me right in the middle of a intense battle there. All right, take care, P. Miller. Purge the unclean. So Altano was corrupted, it seems like, and now we got Kareen. Oh, we got missing voice lines too. I didn't think you'd really be here. That story was true after all. What story? What are you talking about? The kind old man told me about you. He told me you killed my husband, Tyrannus. Interesting. Kind old man. Was his name Orlando? Yeah, I killed him in self-defense. Neither of us could give up, and we couldn't come to an agreement. Well, I'm sure that's true. Perhaps you really had a reason, but I still can't forgive you. Okay. Draw your weapon. I will avenge my husband's death here and now. Oh boy. Kareen, this is not going to end well for you.
This is pretty unfriendly.
Okay, so we don't have to kill her. Why is my husband dead and you alive? It all starts from here. Listen, I don't need your forgiveness to be right. If I need to get my hands dirty sometimes, then so be it. I hope oblivion swallows you, you and your sanctimonious preaching. Oh boy. I'm not gonna kill Kareen. She seems like a good person. There was definitely some darkness in Tyrannus. We really only slew him because he had slain so many of the vigilants. I had a bad feeling with of Altano to begin with. Yeah, something... Well, the vigilants are all very zealous, right? Very extreme. Typically, anyway. But he was always just a little bit much. And then that ugly one that came out of Altano. I wonder if that meant that Altano was being... possessed the entire time by this evil spirit, and it looked very Molag inspired. The ugly one looked a lot like Molag Bal. Is there a route for Molag Bal worship? Not exactly, but you can be merciless, I see. So not a fitting mod for a Blood Knight. I mean, yeah, probably not. Depends. You see the Blood Knights despise themselves, yet they use dark powers to exact revenge on chaos. Unless they take pleasure in butchery. Okay, so I have to find this Orlando person, I guess. What's next on the agenda? All the way back to the vigilance. Okay, well, we're gonna have to save that for next time. I'm one half hour over my prescribed window. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Thanks so much for joining. It was nice to get back to normal and do some things that I enjoy, even though I'm still recovering from surgery, you know. So I'm gonna grab some food. I'm gonna take a nap, I think, maybe stretch out a little bit. And I'll see you guys all on the Discords and see you around, you know? If you killed the witches, then you will fight version of Molag Bal. Interesting. I kind of want to go back and do all the rest of them now. I got to go make some saves, I think, with the auto saves before I forget and lose them. All right, thanks guys for joining me. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, other than that, I think I'll I'll see you next week. I'm gonna end the stream now, get some rest, get some food. You all take care of yourselves, all right?